Yeah. Hold on, I'm not playing with y'all. You dirty like that. You don't know what time it is. This for Rockstar Mel. It's for Rockstar Mel. Yeah. Oh. Well, that son's gonna kill me. This background be looking crazy. What up? AllBallTV family. We just playing the music, man. Don't mind the music, man. Oh, I haven't hit the joint yet. Oh, shit. You with it. That's when you lower the vibe. It's too much for the internet. That's when you lower the vibe. What's going on, y'all? Monday, after the Sunday or Saturday, the Knicks got their ass whooped. Very late. I tried to go to the same park, but it was too far. What's going on, man? We're getting our ass whipped out here. Smile for Cupcake, all ball perspective in the streets for the people. Come on, man. We for the people. Let's get it. I don't know how y'all feeling, man. I'm feeling all right, man. It's beautiful outside. I hope the wind ain't going crazy. I think the microphone picks everything up. Or it picks your voice up better. Picks your voice up better. That B had me wildin'. Jeezy, what up, Jeezy? Hold on, let me. I throw when people in here. I'll do this. Invite. Copy. Then we go to the chat. Bow. Don't be scared to go in the chat, y'all. Don't be scared to go to the chat. Click the link in the chat. Join me. Once it pops up, I'll see you. My nose started itching. Oh. My nose been itching. Jeezy, what up, man? Smile for Cupcakes. Love y'all. I think. So the link is in the chat. You want to jump in there? You know, we all ball. First thing I guess what I talk about is 76 is getting their ass whipped out here. Yeah, LOL, Jeezy. My nose been itchy. 76 is getting their ass whipped out here. Let me know if you can hear me well. If you can't hear me well, I'm in a nice part. You know? But Celtics and the Sixers. Embiid, Harden, we are who they thought they were. They are who we thought they were. Enough is enough. Don't put Embiid in the Joker category. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that, oh, it's a postseason. I saw what J.J. Redick said. Well, you know, there's been 8 MVPs in the last 31 years that won a championship. And he ain't one of them. It's a special category. When you have a championship-style team or another All-NBA caliber guy, another all-star guy on your team, and you can't get over the hump, it's not even about all that. Like, those are the team accolades I always refer to. But Embiid wet the bed. James Harden definitely wet the bed. James Harden did. He saved this series for Philly. Let's not forget. He did save them. He did save Embiid. He did save Philly. Just to show up Game 6, Game 7. They couldn't even close out Game 6. Remember, Tatum was having a horrible game. Somebody was supposed to go down the stretch, go mano-a-mano with him. They did not. Your boy did not. Tatum did not. Your boy Embiid did not. Big Joker wouldn't have never done that. Big Joker would have never done that. ever. I think it shows you who they are. Tatum to me is still going to be up and down, inconsistent. Just who he is. But he does have these higher highs. What is it? 5 conference finals in the last 6 years. Him and Jaylen Brown. You gotta tip your cap to that. Joe Mazzulla finally making the choice of putting in Robert Williams III, starting him in the lineup, sitting Derek White. Duh. There's no duh. Like duh. Thank you guys. I hear you very well. No background noise on this end. That Lakers Denver series pay-per-view, can't wait. Fuck up for Joe. Yeah. 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 Flea, what up, Flea? Link is in the chat, y'all. Yeah, I do think they don't have. If that was Joker, it's just different. And then again, Doc Rivers, 10 times losing the game 7. Come on. Come on, man. 10 times you cheated on me, babe? 10? 10 times, babe? And you know 9 of them times you ain't used a condom. That's neither here nor there. The point is, Doc Rivers and them boys are getting effed raw dog because of Doc Rivers. That's my point. Lock in a few minutes. Don't doubt, Fleet. It's horrible. At a certain point, we thought they were. They always no Vaseline. No Vaseline, Flea. Doc Rivers, he is supposed to be the protection. He is straight raw dogging his own team. He's crazy. He's a traitorous individual. Glenn Rivers, how is it that do you not go into like the game room, into the film room? You don't go in there and be like, yo, man, I hear all the rumblings. Enough is enough. Like, you don't go in there and hype yourself up like this? Doc, this is real loser shit. And then you have Thibodeau on the other side. There's no way as Knicks fans, right? We want Tom Thibodeau on this. With hiring Doc Rivers or something like that. If he does that, I think the very next minute, remember that interview with Dwight Howard and Stan Van Gundy? They said there was no beef. And then, like, they back to back, they revealed that they had beef with each other. Pause. If Tom Thibodeau ever had the inkling of doing something like that, the Knicks should just follow up and say, you're fired. Right after. Get Vince McMahon to do it. Hey, Tibbs, you're fired. Don't ever do that. But Doc Rivers is that bad, bro. He really is. He really is. Somebody DM AllBall the link in case he has to get on. PJ Tucker scored more points last night than James Harden. That ain't completely Doc's fault, but Glenn Rivers definitely deserves blame. Flea, you're just making the case. Don't ever mention PJ Tucker. That's crazy. PJ Tucker's wild, bro. First of all, he's there for inspirational leadership. He's there to check everybody. He's a goon. That's what he is. I don't expect him to score like that. He's supposed to go out there and like elbow drop Jason Tatum from the top rope. No, leg drop somebody. That's not his job. His job is not to match anybody mano a mano with scoring. So that's horrible. Who you blaming for this L? Nick Pillow, that whole loser lineup that they have in Philadelphia. This is part of the reason why Julius Randle has to be checked with the Knicks. That is a loser mentality. It is. I know you hear everybody saying ad nauseum, but there's no way. Everybody goes to work. I don't care if you are a big boy, dope boy. I don't care if you are a pizza man. I don't care who you are. When you go to work and you have a dude that makes things harder for you, you might want to shoot the fair one with them in front of everybody. In front of everybody. Because it makes things uncomfortable and there's just unnecessary things to go around. I like JJ Redick getting petty and he retweeted, hey, did they not cooperate? Because remember, Doc Rivers was trying to blame the players when Jimmy Butler was there and JJ Redick was there. He tried to blame them. Yo, beloved, was good. Yo, the link is in the chat, y'all. For me, Harden and Joel get 70%. 70% for Harden and Joel. You gotta give him 70%. Gotta give him 70%. I wouldn't even say 80. If we go with percentages with the pizza pie, you might even go 80%, man. But Doc Rivers is just horrible. He's not motivational. Then he's bigging up LeBron. Oh no, I seen a great performance. The last time a performance like this happened in Boston, I got my ass whooped again by a different superstar. This time with LeBron James. Doc Rivers is a jerk. He is a jerk. I told you, it is a great thing. I've said it, and I'll say it again. It is a great deal that he is a black dude, black coach, and he's in the league, and he's a mediocre, if not a piss poor coach. Because remember, we were so sick of seeing name a coach, not D'Antoni. What's my man's name? He used to coach the Clippers. Mike Dunleavy. Trash. Mike Dunleavy has always been trash. He's like Doc Rivers, but at least we got like a token. I hate to say it that way, but you need one. That proves that there's more, you know, the coaching landscape has gotten darker in a good way. And now we need more general managers and people in the administration like that. Because, Doc just sucks. And hopefully Philly's learning from Daryl Morey out of there. And the process is over with, guys. The process is horrible, correct? JJ's still mad about Lob City. Oh, right. It wasn't Jimmy Butler. JJ wasn't mad about Lob City. Nick Pillow, he was upset that Doc Rivers blamed them. Remember, Doc Rivers said that we were never going to win anyway in LA because we weren't cooperating. Oh yeah, beloved in the bill. Yo, what up, beloved?
Peace to all the black people in America, man. R.I.P. the legend, man. TP, man. Sad day in Harlem yesterday, man. Yo, if y'all knew, if you was outside, if you played ball, Kingdom, street ball, high school ball, yo, TP was that man, yo. And a couple unfortunate things, but TP was right up there with Ali Mo and them. And yo, he comes home and gives David Lee 40 at Kingdom. And I was there for that.
Wow.
And I seen that. Yo, when we were little, we all wanted to be like TP, man. Versatile. Y'all ain't never seen like in the post, like all that. Like him and franchise on John Strickland was right up there with that post game. TP was more like mid post, but he was right up there with post moves, man. Sad day, especially sad day for all.
I don't know if you were going in and out on me. Yeah, I can hear you. You said sad day for Harlem. That's the last thing we heard. Yeah, God bless the dead, man. I just seen. Yeah, I'm learning more and more about the like I was telling you in the DM, like more and more about the street ball legends of New York. I guess he'll come back in. More and more about the street legends in New York. TP was just someone's total package. As Flea refers to him, Jasmine. What's his last name? Jasmine was a legend. And just the way everybody and everyone in that community, and just basketball community in New York, especially uptown, they really seem close knit. And just tapping whenever you could. It seems like you in a bad spot, beloved. You definitely want to give props to that. Ali Mo's another guy who passed away very young. So to mention those names, anybody mention when Ali Mo, Skip to Malou, there goes beloved. Anybody mention when those names I was saying, beloved, the Ali Mo's and the Skip to Malous, there's an upper echelon of New York ballers. And when I hear their name, I'm like, oh, okay. And the way you guys are just revering them is like, damn, that's crazy.
You can hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, my fault. Bad service. Nah, TP, like, cause he went away. But TP, like when he came home, he's in the upper echelon. Like if you was really out there, like Skip, John Strickland, Tone Greer, Future Malloy, Rich Parker, A Butter, like they all up there. Like TP was that guy. And the reason, and TP wasn't like and1 famous. You know what I'm saying? So when the and1 players used to come back to New York and play like the New York Ballers, TP was on that team. That big game at Riverbank when it was and1 versus Riverbank, when at Riverbank TP was on that team and killed main event. They made main event not even look like a basketball player. So like if you knew TP skill, man, or the original point forward. He was bringing that ball up like when he was like 14, 15, and you get and go to Sham and go to Shamgar page. Sham was saying the same thing, man. Terrible, man, terrible. And he was just getting healthy. Like it's crazy, man.
Damn. God bless the dad, man. God bless. It's just unfortunate. I'm glad y'all really showed love though. Like the one thing I noticed that a bunch of people said the same thing. I just spoke to you. I just got off the phone with you. That's what all the posts I heard, I saw saying. So the fact that y'all keep in contact is just that like a fraternity of just real ball players. Like that's when I take a step back and I'm open ears when I listen to you guys at a certain point. Like, you know, opinions are opinions. But when you guys speak on a certain way, there's only a certain fraternity with that, man. You wasn't wasn't in the trenches, you ain't part of that conversation. So I just sit there and I listen to
Yeah.
you guys all day.
Yeah, they was like you don't understand, like to run from your own basketball game to run the 55th to see them play, then you got to run back down the Kingdom to see them play, and then when you play, you yelling out, yo, I'm Ali Mo, yo, I'm TP, like that's what we like it, like all that. I'm this something like you say, oh okay, I'm Kobe, because that's my generation, but like you really this one took a shot. This took everybody for a shot. Like it
Damn.
almost feel like when God bless Ali Mo died. It almost feels like the same way. Like it was just like bang, like yo, that's crazy.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah,
Damn, that's unfortunate,
yeah.
man.
Cause
God
he was
bless.
just outside. He got sick a little bit. He came back outside. Everybody saw him. Like, but yeah, man.
It's hard. It's hard. That's why, and again, that's why all ball or myself, we want to push things like this. Because again, who's getting this platform? Like the other guys, we know when you're in the NBA and you get a certain stature, they're gonna definitely show you love. But nobody else is showing you guys love. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys are really, for me as a kid, people don't understand in New York. Like I didn't watch college ball like that. I didn't watch high school ball like that. But it was in the air because I felt it from y'all. So because of that, it made New York different. We like our arrogance about basketball. It was solidified because we got y'all. We had y'all in the back playing ball, and also we could talk our shit because it was information being passed around like this. So, damn
Yeah,
man, this
those is legend. Me, I was just happy to be on the team, man. I got a jersey. Like yo, Ed, like I was just happy to be on it. Those they put pain in, man. And there's so many people, Pete Mulligan, Julian, so like we all like those are the greats, man. And I was just like I was playing ball, soaking it up with them, but I was nowhere near on like their level of skill, man. But I know like street ball, like not a lot of people could really talk with me when it comes to street ball knowledge, man. Cause I was outside. I was outside. I saw it all. But yeah, man. But but
God bless.
what you talking about right now? I got a
First
question for
topic.
you.
Go ahead.
Good. I got a question for you. And now
Uh
you know how I love to hear the lunacy from Knicks fans. Listen to this. I already heard
huh.
Joel Embiid to the Knicks. I already heard that.
It
I've
doesn't make
heard
sense.
Joel Embiid to the Knicks. And the second thing I heard, you ready for this one? Listen
Which
to
one?
this.
Don't say it. Do not tell me. Do not tell me. The second star of Philly's coming over. They want him over here.
Listen to this. James Harden to the Knicks for Julius Randle. That's what they want. Yo, bugged out, right? Bug, like almost to the point of you gotta be choosing between the red pill and the blue pill right now.
Yeah, yeah. Yo,
Are
beloved, I
you
don't know if it's
like?
me. I don't know if it's me, but I think it sounds kind of staticky. Want to pop in and pop back out?
I got you.
All right. Let me see if I can send the link again, just in case. Yeah, but all you guys, man, we gotta stop with this, man. And Turbo, what up, baby?
What up? What
We
up?
got
What up?
we gotta stop with this, man. Just anybody, to replace Julius Randle.
Oh my gosh.
We have addition by subtraction, then we have subtraction by subtraction. That's subtraction by addition with old James Harden. First name is
Oh,
Jack. Fraud for fraud. Exactly, Nick Pillow. Like, why would we want? I don't get that. If you want Joel Embiid here, it would have to make sense. Like he's he's clearly gassed, man. He's clearly gets gassed at the end of the season, or his body's not made to run like this, man. What's up, Turbo? I seen you last night on the on Dom's live.
Yeah. I had to make my debut on Dom Droppers.
Come on, man.
I love that he went on a rant. I was waiting for his rant to go in on Doc Rivers. I knew that was coming, so I couldn't wait for that. I couldn't wait for that moment.
Yo, all boy, tap the link. It's in the chat. Tap the link. It's in the chat, bro.
This is his show. How is he tapping in?
Listen. Remember, old boy is like in his 40s, but digital wise, he is a baby. He's a baby, so he doesn't know. He's like, what do I press? He's like an old Italian guy. Like, what do you mean by this? I say, yo, old boy, just press. You see that? It's a link. It's highlighted. You tap that, and you okay, and then you walk him through. He goes, ah. But he's so patient. But he's in his infancy, and we're walking him through it. The Glenn Rivers rant was gonna be crazy, epic by Dom Dropper. But what do you think? You thought it was was it Nick Pillow that said the pizza pie percentage of blame? Who do we have on the 76ers? Who do you got with the blame?
I mean, you definitely have to start with Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, because he didn't come to play.
Hold on, Jeezy said Doc Rivers wears panties with dick holes in them.
Oh my gosh.
Very good, very Dave Chappelle reference. I'm sorry, sir. That was just too funny.
Yeah. But I mean, the blame. Of course, some of the blame would go to Joel Embiid because he is the franchise. So you definitely got to put some blame on him. And of course,
on the Knicks, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, he just slamming shit around.
Hold on. Yo, what up, man?
What up? We're going through the pizza pie of blame for the Philadelphia 76ers. Turbo, who'd you say first?
Joel Embiid, because he is the franchise. He is the franchise player.
Right.
And the second one, James Harden, of course. But what we surprised whether he was going to show up or not? Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah, exactly. And then Doc Rivers has to get some of the blame because he wait to call the timeout after they go on the 23 run. That was crazy. That was insane.
So how much percentage do you give him? Beloved, what's up, baby?
I'm good. I'm good now. I'm good.
Yeah, you sound great.
Good.
You sound great.
You're good.
So how much percentage you gave to Rivers?
30. I gave 50% of the blame to Joel Embiid.
And how much to Rivers?
Rivers, I would give him I'll give him 50% of the blame too. I'll give him 50.
God.
I'll give him 50.
50 to a person that don't play?
Yeah, that's kind of tough.
50, nah, I don't agree with that. I give him 20, 30, maybe I give him 20% because you never change your coaching style. You're not making adjustments like through the season. I'm not big on I didn't say you can make adjustments in the playoffs, but like your roster's your roster. You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
But I don't give him that. You think about this. Like James Harden, they butt naked out here. Harden failed. Harden fails again, and now since he failed there, guess what he want to do? Run somewhere else. Now he want to go back to Houston. Like this is ridiculous, man. Like there's no accountability even in the world today. Why would Houston even consider him bringing that type of cancer into their locker room right now?
When they got a young core,
players,
and then yo, beloved, you know what's crazy? They might win the lottery tomorrow.
Exactly. If I get a lottery pick a top four pick, why would I bring James Harden in there to do what?
Exactly.
What he's going to show them?
And then here's the crazy part: Joker ain't gonna go for that shit.
Yeah, exactly. But what he's going to show your players? What are you going to show the players? Like discipline wise, bringing him in. He's going to show them all the strip clubs out there. That's all he's going to show them. He ain't going to show them nothing. He's not going to show you nothing good about being a pro basketball player.
Yo, you know what's so crazy? He was mad. I was watching the after game 3 because I was watching the Philadelphia podcast after the show or whatever. They were going in, but they were going in on Harden because they were saying Harden was complaining that he missed the Met Gala.
Wait, what?
He was complaining that he missed the Met Gala.
No, Harden said that he's mad he can't go to the Met Gala any year because he keeps making the playoffs. That's what he said. That was his quote. That was like 2 weeks ago he said that quote. But yeah, he's in the mix too. He's
Nah,
Hey,
crazy.
hey,
he's
real
not
quick.
saying he's saying that out loud.
Yeah,
What up, beloved?
yeah, he said it out
Yeah,
loud.
what up?
What up?
Yeah, man. Hey, man, just want to say real quick, just rest in peace, man. Total package, definitely a street ball legend. Just want to
Yo,
say rest in
word.
peace to
Old
that
boy,
brother, man.
tell him about old boy. Tell them about TP at Kingdom.
Listen,
Harlem's
I'm gonna be real.
finest.
I told Fabe, I said I'm gonna be real. That nigga was Antoine Walker, bro.
Yeah, yo, Fabe, you remember Fabe? Remember when we were younger? The NBA Live commercial, Cyber Walker, them Hefe.
Yeah.
TP was doing that. TP was doing that, and PAL, and each one teach one.
That's a fact.
TP was yo. Oh boy, tell him about TP with them green Kingdom shorts on, man. Tell him.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, listen, man. I'm gonna be real. Like, for him to be that size, that height, have a handle, could post you up, mid-range, off the backboard. Like I said, the difference between him and Antoine Walker probably is the 3-point shot. That's it. But listen, man, his name was a total package for a reason, man.
Oh boy, you was there when Dame brought David Lee and
Yeah,
Corey Brewer.
I was there for all that shit. He bust them niggas' ass.
Yeah, yo, Fabe, I ran to that park because I live up the block. Fabe, I ran to that park. I said, yo, David Lee is here. I said, oh, it's about to get crazy. When I saw TP walk through on Lenox Avenue side of Kingdom with flip-flops and he had them shorts in his hand, I say, I'll take whatever bet niggas want to bet.
That's take what fact.
Gave David Lee.
I think he had damn near 40, like 30 plus,
yeah,
right?
Yo, and this is David Lee. This is the summer before David Lee made the All-Star team that next year. Gave him everything he wanted. He ain't never guarded nothing like that.
He got on the All-Star team by default, but that's a whole nother topic for later.
Well, yeah, but the point, like he was an NBA player, and I ain't gonna lie, he was tan. He was dripping that rim off in the layup line. You said, you know what TP did this? Look, gotta go, Yo, his hezzy is unmatched. Face up unmatched.
Tough, man.
Yo,
he was tough.
Yo, this is we just losing the legends one by one. Like if you just look at all the legends that just left in street ball just like that quick. It's crazy,
man. Tough. Yeah, definitely rest in peace, man. Great brother, but definitely a street ball legend. And like I said, he was there when it all was like he was in the middle of that New York City when it was hectic. Like, you gotta remember, Kareem Reed and them, that era. Listen, man, like you gotta remember in that era, right? NBA players was playing. It was really playing. Like AI them wasn't coming to 55th to joke around. Lance Stevenson and them wasn't coming to Kingdom, and what's my guy? Kenny Satnam. They wasn't coming to joke around. Like them dudes was playing hard. And you got guys like Total Package, God rest so Ali Mo, like giving NBA niggas the business.
And I was telling them, all boy, when N1 used to do that tour to come to New York. Remember that Riverbank game when they all was at Riverbank? It was TP, it was Kareem, and they would smoke like on TV. You'll see the highlights, but the final score would be crazy. It'd be like 80-50. Cause main event, they couldn't because they was playing real basketball. They wasn't throwing it off your head. When it was time to throw it off your head, they would, but they were just straight buckets, man. And the good thing about them, like that era, they played in everything. They played in Gun Hill. Then they came to Kingdom. Then they played in 55th. Then they played at 45th Rucker. Like people don't know about those things, man. And that's when your name is made. Your name ain't made on N1 throwing it off the backboard, catching it in a Toyota Camry and dunking it. That's not where your name is at.
No, that's a fact, man. But yeah, man, just wanted to say that. R.I.P. to that brother, man. You know, condolences to his family. You know, just lost another good brother, man. Definitely street ball legend for sure. For sure. But I know y'all was doing the slices of pie. I'm funny.
Oh, I already know where this is going.
No. I'm giving James Harden 33. I'm giving Joel Embiid 33. I'm giving Doc Rivers 33. No. Hold on. I'm going 30. Joel Embiid, 30 James Harden. I'm going 20 Tobias Harris because I'm sick of him. I'm going 15 Doc Rivers. You know who I'm giving the other 5% to? They could split it. The GMs.
Oh, Daryl Morey.
Daryl Morey and your man Elton Brand. They can get 2.5 apiece.
Oh, right. Elton Brand is the GM. And Daryl Morey is the president. Correct.
Yep. So I'm doing Embiid 30. I'm doing Harden 30. I'm doing Tobias Harris 20. That's 80. I'm doing 15 Doc Rivers, and then 2.5 is the GMs and the president. Get them all out of here.
Sad part, that might not happen. That's the crazy part.
Now, Daryl Morey ain't going nowhere. He ain't going to be the GM. But the funny thing about that is what you said true, AllBall. Like, Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler. Like, how do you even, like, how can you come to the owner and justify that? What's good, beloved?
Listen, man. Listen.
I'm about to go get him now.
I'm gonna say this that people don't say. You see how they say Steph Curry messed up the league? You know who helped him out? Daryl Morey. With his analytics bull crap. I don't want to curse. Like, Daryl Morey swear he's a genius, and till this day, his style of play, he hasn't won anything.
That's a good point, yo.
Like, Daryl Morey,
overlooked that.
real talk, and everybody glosses over that. Daryl Morey is real big on analytics, and they're trying to let analytics take over the whole sport, to where it's like playground and just working hard to the game. Practice. Yeah, like, come on, man, it's ridiculous.
Feel, you're right.
Yeah,
ain't no feel to the game at all.
Daryl Morey plays a part in the NBA, turning into what it turns into. Yeah, I love it. It's entertaining. But you can't just literally attempt to take the big man in positions out. Like I said, it's out of control. So, yeah, Daryl Morey, kiss my you-know-what, because you're a terrible GM, and I don't like him. Facts.
Yo, AllBall, did you hear some of you heard some of the crazy Knicks fans talk about go get James Harden?
Man, listen, I ain't even listening to none of that. You can have that. Man.
Yo, people that's going out their mind, man.
I was a big fan of Joel Embiid yesterday. I'm being honest. I'm not a fan of Joel Embiid. I don't like when players fold like that. Like, they gave up. And you threw your teammates under the bus. You don't do that. Yo, it's only me and Harden. We can't do it by ourselves. We need help. Bro, you don't do that.
It's not the first time he did that, though.
I don't care. So, what that mean?
That means he need to get a bigger slice of the pie.
Once again.
In the process for years. A couple of years ago, before Doc Rivers, he was still crying, still losing. He cried for the MVP. He cried, said it was Ben Simmons' fault. Every year, somebody else fought. Every single year. I mean, how did they show up like he's supposed to last two? At least he won two, though. What you win for us, Embiid? Embiid in no games.
No, hold on, Mel. No, hold on, Mel. Did you watch the game?
I did. It went outside.
No, right. Hold on. Harden and Joel Embiid gave up. I watched Harden 10 straight times with the ball in his hand, drive in the lane and pass the ball. I don't know if that was on purpose. I don't know if no, really. How do you only shoot 11 field goals in the game 7? How? I watched the game. Him and Joel Embiid gave up.
Feeding Joel Embiid every trip. Every trip he's begging for the ball. Every trip. So we get
hold on. But hold on. Hey, Mel, real quick. I'll let you talk. I'm sorry to cut you off. I don't want to forget this point. Did you see the disrespect Boston did to Philly by keeping your mans in them in the game? Bro, they was up 30. Bro, I'm like, I love it. That's how you rob them. Stomp on their neck. Yeah.
I ain't mad at it.
Come on. Well, I'd have fouled Tatum so hard it wouldn't have made no sense. You kidding me?
See, I gotta agree with Mel on this one, man, and that's why Embiid gets 50%, and then Harden takes 30%, and then Doc Rivers takes the rest of it, because Embiid, enough is enough with your shenanigans, bro. It doesn't work. Every year, how often? Because it's not even the fact that you lose. Again, it's how you go down. How you talking about the other players when you or your man didn't show up? What you else want him to do? Your man, your boy, AllBall. PJ Tucker outscore Harden? Nah, that's inflammatory.
And I
your
said
man
it's a couple of. I said it's a couple of probably 2 weeks last week. I said can't win with Joel Embiid. He the ball. If nobody is getting right, it's hard when James Harden and have a good game and Tobias Harris. When you gotta give this nigga the ball, he post up, gotta pivot, dribble, step back. He don't make nobody better, bro. He just dominate the ball on some old school center shit. That shit not working nowadays, bro.
Ooh, not old school center. He starts his move from the 3-point line. Miss me with that. He starts his move from the 3-point line and wants to dribble into the post, using all that energy. Oh, you guys glorify them 7'2". Oh, we can dribble like a guard. When it's time to play big in the playoffs, you go against grown men.
Let's go, Dom.
But Jokic does. That's why Jokic is going to be in the conference final. Embiid, I like Embiid. He settles. We've been saying this. And the Shaq and them said it, and then he came at Hakeem Olajuwon. They must not have a high basketball IQ. Respect the GOATs, my friend. That's what you get.
Wait, Embiid said what the Embiid say about Olajuwon?
Embiid said about Hakeem and Shaq, all these old dudes want me to post. Like, he's acting like they want him to post up every play. That's not what they're saying. They're saying he should punish certain guys one-on-one frequently in the post because he has post game. And he was like, no, that don't work. I like to catch the ball in the middle of the floor. You know, their basketball IQs might not be very high if they think that because the game changes. It doesn't work anymore. But it works when you have the skill. I'm not saying every single play run your offense out of the post, but he's catching the ball at the 3-point line, trying to dribble into the post.
That's ridiculous.
And remember, Barkley caught a lot of flack because he called out Blake Griffin and Dwight Howard for not doing the same thing, that they go on the post too high. And they were mad at him because he was pointing out the truth. But it's a fact. We see it in your game.
All I'm gonna say is just real quick. Just with Joel Embiid, I'm gonna just say this: put some respect on David Robinson's name. Put some respect on Patrick Ewing's name. Put some respect on Olajuwon's name. Put some respect on Alonzo Mourning. You gotta put some respect on them brothers' names, man.
Well,
like I said. Okay, yeah, well, no, all of them, Dom. They can go back to Kareem, Wilt, Russell. Oh my God, Robert Parrish. You gotta put respect on them guys. They don't have the flash. Yeah, they don't have all that pizzazz. But once again, this here, man, look, listen, bro. them dudes gave up.
What's on sale? Rest in peace.
Come on, man. Nah, man, them dudes gave up. Come on, man. Nah.
Hey,
Moses, rest in peace.
What did I tell you about Harden?
That was bad.
It's always gonna happen.
Hey, boss man, your thoughts? Y'all think Doc Rivers keeps his job?
Wow. How y'all doing, man?
Chilling.
Boss man.
Man, this hard, man. You know, it's hard. Every time people lose, these superstars lose, or these stars loses. We want to just first go to the coaches, man. They did a comparison a few minutes ago with James Harden and Ben Simmons. 0 points. He had 5 points. Ben Simmons had 5 points. The other had 9 points in the fourth quarter. Ben Simmons had 13 rebounds. Harden had 7 rebounds. What's the difference? If you don't show up. He ain't showing up. These guys don't show up in prime time. Coach can't make a guy make a basket, man. You can put him in good position to score and all that. But if you're not scoring, how can that be the coach's fault all the time? I'm not saying it's not the coach. Sometimes players want to play with other coaches. That's fine. I have no problem with that.
But that's what I was saying, boss man. Like, after the certain amount of adjustments you can make, there's only a certain amount of adjustments you can make, and then put players in position. Even if you put players in position, if they don't want to go to that position or they don't want to pass the ball, they're not going to do it. If they want to sulk and play like that with no energy and get smoked out the building, that's what they're going to do.
I agree.
That's what they're going to do.
How can James Harden have 45 points in one game and come back and have 9 points?
Joel Embiid. That's why I'm trying to tell you, you can't play with this dude.
Man. Nah, Mel. If you watch the whole game, that was not Joel Embiid. No.
What I'm saying is, hold on. But that's what I'm saying. Y'all talking about if the players don't play, you also got to give your players motivations and confidence. We watched it. We watched it together. We said it at the same time. Nigga, this is game 7. Doc Rivers sat there and let them niggas go 23-4 run. You got 2 of the most lethal scorers. There's no way you go on the 23-4 run and then call a timeout after. No, that's bad coaching, bro. For a game 7, them niggas went on 23-4 run. Even if they all cold or whatever, try something else. Call timeout, something. That was bad coaching as well, bro. It was both. But the players didn't show up. The coach didn't either.
Yeah. It's bad all around the board because they actually had an opportunity to, like I said, game 6 they were supposed to win. As much as I'm not a Doc Rivers fan, if he gets fired, I won't be surprised. But I'm not gonna give him a pass on this. But I'm gonna be honest, man. I watched that whole game, even though it was a blowout. And Joel Embiid and James Harden just they mannerisms on the court. Yo, they gave up, man. They basically quit the game on Doc.
Yo, you heard this?
James Harden get good.
You see this? Fun fact: games 5, 6, and 7, Harden didn't score a point in any of those fourth quarters. That's worse than Ben Simmons.
I just said that. No points.
Oh, in the fourth quarter?
Yes.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, boss man.
Hold on. Yo, Mel, I gotta ask a question. Hold on. So I don't understand. Like, are you saying that Embiid is taking up too much of the court for Harden? Like, what does Embiid have to do with you scoring 9 points? I don't understand.
Both.
Like, explain that to me.
Every time I can't come down and get it right because I gotta give you the ball all the time. Then Maxey in the corner on the opposite wing, he not touching the ball. Embiid plays a big. He still could get right, but Embiid throws the whole shit off, bro. The whole shit off, bro.
Hey,
like all ball always say, all boys be saying like, yo, maybe they better without Embiid. Like Philly without Embiid, Philly would still be like a top 4 or 5 team in the East. Without
No
Embiid,
way.
it, bro. They got pieces.
A top 4 team in the East?
I think they'd be a playing team.
Hold on. How would they do that? You take away Embiid's rebounding, defense, and his points. Now, what are they replacing that with? To more speed? How will they get to a top 4 seed?
No, he thinks it's just going to be more Harden on the ball.
I think he paused.
Mel, every time you start your BS, your servers, they don't feel you either. They don't feel you either. Like I can't see them being a top 4 seed without Embiid. That's crazy. Because Maxey's not there yet either.
He was trying to go. They didn't go back to him. He was trying to go.
Hey Mel, Joel Embiid has to change his game a little bit. Well, let me say this. It's proven him and Harden can play together when they want to play together. Because they won some big games where they look great together. So to me, Embiid has got to change his game a little bit. Meaning, you got to be a big man that's gonna get everybody involved. Get down on the block, and when
he's got to lose some weight.
Team, hit the man for the open shot. Stop trying to, like Dom said, you catching the ball at the 3-point line, really trying to make a in and out move between your legs. It's like, yo, bro, you heavier and taller than the whole league. Like, what are you doing? So he got to change his whole thing, because if he don't, like I said, man, he's never going to get out the second round. They're losing to teams he let Al Horford outplay him.
Right?
How is that possible?
One thing I want to say about Al Horford, like, does he ever age? Like, how old is he? He's been the same age since Atlanta. Like, when are you gonna age?
Yo, he only 30. They say he only 36.
36 years old. Yeah, 36.
Old though.
He's older than the coach.
You're drinking that Dominican rum. That Brugal, beloved.
He take care of himself in that, and he got a high basketball IQ, man.
Dude, that guy's a winner. That guy's a winner. I'm telling you this right now. I said this before on one of these lives, and I think it might be a hot take, but if he wins a championship, I think with his college career, he may have a decent Hall of Fame case. Decent.
He might.
He got 2 championships in Florida.
Yes, back to back.
He only missed the playoffs once in his entire career, and that was when he was on the Thunder, and they sat him because they were winning too much. Like,
and remember, Dom, he was one of the main reasons Atlanta had all that success.
For sure. Big time.
Mm-hmm.
They got
got them to the conference finals, too. Got them to the conference finals.
And they never even made it to the conference finals with Neek.
That's crazy.
That's a fact.
Now
That's a
I
fact.
understand what you just said about the Hall of Fame. But do you understand what old Hall of Famers are going to say if Al Horford makes the Hall of Fame? Like, are you understanding who you about to put in? No, let's calm down.
Yeah, I'm
Al
not doing
Horford
that
in the
either.
Hall of Fame. I'm not doing
Nah,
that.
I gotta
Point,
rock
it's
with
a
that.
participation award. At this
No,
point,
no,
it's a
no. I
participation
wouldn't say
award.
that, beloved, because I think that remember, this ain't an NBA Hall of Fame, and they say that. Like, if you're gonna give T-Mac the Hall of Fame for paying 4 or 5, Chris Webber's getting, they count his college career. Like that has to matter. That has to.
There is no NBA Hall of Fame. It's only basketball Hall of Fame. That is a fact.
Right.
That's why I'm saying it. If it was just NBA, I wouldn't say it. But because he's won 2 championships in college with those big Florida teams with Joakim Noah and Billy Donovan. Those
been a consistent all-star, and like you
they
said,
won 2 championships in Florida.
Yeah,
They won it back to back.
Joakim Noah. Hell
they
yeah.
They beat my UCLA team, and then they beat Greg Oden and Mike Conley.
Yeah, and you got to look at it like his career. Like I said, Atlanta, Eastern Conference, best record. Remember, they was good, and then now in Boston, you done been to a finals, a conference final. So I mean, like I said, I just think he's very underrated, and it's players like that you always need on your team, and those guys is getting left out. He deserves a lot of props because
he definitely does.
he basically shut down the MVP and the most dominant player in the NBA in the Game 7.
I don't think he shut him down, man. I to me, and I watched like everyone else. I watched the whole game. MB was running real slow. He was passing me around, was not getting up that court at all. Look at it.
Because
usually sometimes he brings up the basketball. He was not being versatile. He's been one dimension, and that's how he got exposed. He wasn't doing anything crazy.
And it was going to defense.
And also Harden, again, if Harden is hot, give him the ball. I'd have gave the young kid the basketball. Let him rock. You have to try something.
What up, Zach? Hey, boss
What
man,
up, Zach?
they gave up on Doc Rivers, man. If everybody watched that game, I'm sorry. I don't know if Embiid is hurt. I'm not going to use that excuse. I'm just going off what I see with my eyes. They gave up on Doc Rivers on that court, man.
But how did they give up on Doc Rivers? How did they give up on Doc Rivers? They give up on themselves because Doc is not on the court with them playing. They gave up.
Yeah.
I 1,000% agree. It's too much losing for Harden and Embiid. They give up, man. This is not the first time for them. It's not the first time.
I think the injuries, like Embiid definitely got to work on his body. That's number one. And number two is defensively, they was putting Embiid in a pick and roll and making him guard, and he didn't have the mobility. But like injuries come with conditioning and the way your body is structured. Oh boy, you on my side? You on the east side?
No. I wanted for my son.
Oh no, I see a building behind. Looks like my building.
What up, y'all?
What up, Zach?
Hey, real quick, I've been listening to everybody. I've been seeing stuff all day. Bottom line, when we like certain players, we make all kinds of excuses. When we don't like certain players, we say they don't show up. It was obvious from the beginning of that game, him and Harden wanted no part of that moment. I'm the type that go back and watch. So I know when I get on talking, you know how I come. The first 5 shots he took were all jump shots. He didn't even want to try to go inside. And he made it easy on Al because by then his confidence was shot. Al was just bodying him. They wanted no part of that moment. And anybody else that says different, I don't know what game you watch. They wanted no part of the moment. And then once Jason Tatum came out and said, forget settling, I'm going to get to the basket, and then I'm going to really get in my bag and cook you, the game was over with. And then they gave up. I was sitting there next to my wife laughing. I'm like, this dude don't even want the ball. Look how he passing the ball. They didn't even want the ball. They wanted no part of that moment.
And yo, you know what's so crazy? They didn't score. It took them 6 minutes. They didn't score in 6 minutes. They were scoreless for like 7 minutes.
But to Mel's point, I was impressed with how Tobias came out ready to play. Maxey came out ready to play. But them two other bozos,
they have no energy. No
energy. And PJ Tucker too.
PJ Tucker. Yeah. But it was a close game until what? Like the end of the second? The third game got crazy to the third.
It was a 3-point game at halftime.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they would.
It was a 3-point game because of their role players. But if you watch how him and Harden was playing, they didn't want no part of that game. It was really a testament to, like, shout out to Tobias Harris, because we always be criticizing him.
Yeah,
It
big
was
shout.
really a testament to Tobias
And
and
PJ
Maxey
Tucker.
that they was even in that game, man. Embiid and Harden wanted no. Embiid had that one drive.
The N1?
He put the ball in the hole, and then he came right back and shot 4 more jump shots. I watched it. I just counted it. They wanted no parts of that game, bro.
Yo,
So
Zach,
I'ma go
did you
back
get
to
to
listen.
did
I
you get
wanted
to
to hop
rewatch Zach, did you get to rewatch game 6 real quick? Because that's when the closeout really started.
Yeah,
The
he
second
let-
half.
It was the same thing in game 6, bro.
So-
And then to beloved part, and this is why I've always said I take Jokic over Embiid and stop. We got to stop because somebody don't look a certain way, keep thinking they the same. If Mike Malone told Jokic, you playing 46 minutes tonight, Jokic can play 46 minutes. Embiid can't. That's why at the end, when he got tired, he didn't even want the ball. That's why he kicked it to Harden in the corner to begin with. He was tired. So that's just what I saw, man.
And imagine 46 in Denver. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So just because his body look a certain way don't mean they got the same body type or they in the same type of shape. If Mike Malone come to Jokic and say, you playing 45, he going to pace himself and play 45 and still be effective down the stretch.
And he knows how to pace himself. Embiid probably don't even know how to pace himself for 46 minutes and be efficient. For him to pace himself, he has to do absolutely nothing. He just has to stand still. He thinks that's pacing himself. Just standing still.
I'm not going to lie. I was very impressed. My man JT, he showed, like, his levels to this shit. Like, everybody say, don't mention him with the Kobe's. There's only one mumble, but he got something in him. For the big games, I watched Dom Dropper the other night. He shows up for most of the games. He came up short a few times, but a lot of big games he come up, and the way he took over that game, that was special, bro.
Listen, do it again. Do it 3 or 4 straight games. Listen, man, I ain't doing all that, JT. Show up 4 straight games. Fuck
it happens. That happens.
No, it doesn't.
It's playing. Y'all playing elite teams, great teams. That's why
Listen,
this far. You're not gonna have. It's hard for everybody to have a good game every game. Nobody's having a good game every game no more.
Not saying every game.
This is the cream
and
of
also,
the crop.
I'll give you this, Mel. Also, he showed up at a bad game 6, and who stepped up to end the game and bring him back and pull for game 7? Tatum. Yeah. So I'll give you that too. So that was 2 back-to-back games in a sense, but
Yo, I
still want to see more of that.
For y'all. I got a question for y'all real quick. If this turns the other way, right? So say Philly won and Boston lost, and the way Philly's talking about breaking number 2 up, right? Do you think we having the same conversation about Boston breaking up if Boston would have lost?
For sure.
No.
They would have been a conversation, but I still think they should stay together. But
it's a different conversation from this standpoint, beloved. Jaylen Brown made All NBA. So whether they win or not, they're going to have to dictate how they're going to pay him and Tatum both being All NBA and how much they want to commit. If they decide to commit to both of them, then I think you see some auxiliary pieces maybe moving on, like possibly Smart and a couple other guys. Because Tatum's going to be making almost $60 million when his contract come back up.
Dang.
Yeah, that's how far it's about to go.
You got to remember, I think my bad.
No, go ahead. So I think it's just a little bit different of why they might break them up.
And I think like game 5 or game 4, I think it was game 5 when it was in the 4th quarter and Marcus Smart took the 3 at the end and went overtime. Jaylen Brown didn't touch the ball like that. I feel like things like that would have came up if they would have lost. Now that they win, they sweep that under the rug. That don't matter. They on to the next round. And
but how high is that rug getting before like the loss?
Right. So I feel like, if they once again, I feel like it's how you lose and how you go out. If they win this next round to get to the finals, sit there thinking through. Listen, what's my chances? Do I want the money? Do I want to win? It's up to Brown, I think, bro. But
beloved, okay, man.
To me.
Hold on, I've been saying this for a while and nobody agrees with me, which is fine. If they don't win a championship, I think Brown and Tatum need to break up. Boston should keep Tatum, and Brown should go somewhere else where he can be the primary number 1 option on a good team, not like a start over team. I think they both holding each other back. I think what Tatum did yesterday, he can do that every game. But him and Brown is kind of similar. And it's a good thing. They both great players. I like them both. And I could be wrong, but I honestly think they're getting in each other's way. And if they don't win a championship this year, You don't have to break them up. You don't have to do nothing crazy to Boston Celtics because they're a good team and they're constantly getting there. But
Hey,
sometimes you can get there. Yeah, yes.
I think his mentality with Tatum, I hope he builds on this because I think once he figures out I can get to the basket, I figured out my athleticism or what I may lack, my bag is good enough, they can
Yes.
coexist. I don't, and the issue is too, I always ask the practical question, if you get Brown, what are you getting back? I don't think you get equal value back like that. So I really kind of disagree a little bit. I would say in the past, I would agree with you, but they're 2 years past that, in my opinion.
But all right,
As
but let
long
me say
as
this.
he's aggressive.
Right. Right, but let me say this. You're never going to get equal value for nobody. But if you could get a player that's good with maybe another player and some picks, like I said, I think Tatum is good enough to where Boston is going to continue to be good like this as long as Tatum does what he does. Anthony Edwards said something the other day. He said, yo, people don't understand how big and strong Jason Tatum is. So, like you said, if Jason Tatum could take this game and help that take his game to another level, I really think next year, without Brown there, he's an easily MVP candidate. But once again, Brown got to get shots up as well. It's just my opinion. Like I said, I can be wrong. I can be wrong.
But will
All
you make it
ball.
that far again
What
in
you
the
saying?
playoffs, though? You might be in the MVP candidate, but it's going to be tough making it out that East with somebody that's not as good as Brown.
I think they could.
It's not easy to make to the finals 2 years in a row, and plus they're still yet to hit their prime. I think with the breaking up stuff, it's mainly, do you think that core of stars can win together in the future? If you think the answer is no, they're cooked, then I would break it up. But with Tatum and Brown, what, 25 and 26-year-olds?
Yeah.
And they're this experience so young, I think you definitely got to ride it out. Like, if they make the finals again.
All right. Can I ask y'all a question? I'll give y'all a prime example. And I'm not saying he's on Kawhi Leonard's level, but Toronto been successful year in, year out. Couldn't get over that hump. DeMar DeRozan wasn't it. Once again, they made the right move. I'm not saying they got to get a Kawhi, but I'm saying sometimes a different player with a different scheme, where now it's clear cut. Tatum is the man. I don't think they'll drop off. I think they can still be just as good as they are now, especially if you get somebody else with that play and maybe some picks. I really think they can. I don't think they'll lose a beat. I really don't. I really don't.
I like what Zach said about it being like too late for that super team thing. Like that super team wave is done, and I think they're too young, man. Like I think Jaylen Brown is obviously all NBA, but he's not. I don't think he's ever been an MVP conversation. And you gotta have that as a second guy. I understand offensively what it looks like, but bro, dog, they made the finals, and they're 4 games away from doing it again. Yeah, and also.
With each other.
Yeah, look at how he dapped him up after Game 6. He was going crazy for him. And also, Joe Mazzulla just made the change and finally started Robert Williams in Game 6. He just did that, and this is back-to-back rookie coaches. Like they've been through a lot, so for them going through all that and making it, that's why I say it ain't always about winning the chip, because sometimes you just don't win for whatever reason. You can't break that up. That would be a big mistake.
Hold on. Can I respond to that? Can I respond to that, Fabe? And then this is definitely for AllBall and Z. Because we were talking about this the other night. That's what I'm saying. Like before, like just because you don't make the championship doesn't mean you're not having successful years. Playoff bound teams that can do something in the playoffs, go to the conference finals, or go maybe to a championship 2 or 3 times. You just don't break it up just for the sake to do something. That's why, going back to my point, you may have to ride the Knicks out for another 1 or 2 years, because you're building to something. You're not gonna get to Boston's level, that's not like that. But like you just said, this taking the logic of it, of like, just because you don't win a championship does not mean you're not doing good. Like you think the Celtics rather not even see the playoffs than just not going to the playoffs? Of course they'd rather go to the playoffs and still have a shot. And Boston really has a shot this year to win the championship, or at least go to the finals. I don't think they could beat the West, but you know what I'm saying? And I think what the big issue is going to be with Brown and Tatum is going to be the money. I think it's the money issue. I don't think they don't like playing with each other.
Hey, what? Hey, all right. Can I say something? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Let me just say this real quick. Now, don't be fooled. Jason Tatum is not happy over there. If y'all watch his body language on the court, I don't care about the dab he gave up. Him and Marcus Smart don't get along. I'm telling y'all that right now. At some end of games, they freeze out Jaylen Brown, and Marcus Smart gets the plays. If you notice on the court, y'all got to watch closely, and it's been going on for maybe a year or two. Remember, Marcus Smart called them out. He never forgot that. Number one. Number two, on the court, there's times when Jaylen Brown has the ball, and it happened yesterday. It happened maybe 2-3 times where Marcus Smart is clapping, asking for the ball, and Jason Tatum is ignoring him. Once again, Jaylen Brown is ignoring him. I'm telling y'all right now, he's not happy over there.
Oh, you said Jaylen Brown? You started by saying Jason Tatum's not happy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Jaylen Brown. I'm sorry.
That makes more sense. I was like, man, did you know something I don't?
No.
But that sounds like you just get rid of Marcus Smart. Like, remember,
I can find a Marcus Smart. I can't find another Jaylen Brown. I don't think that's the issue.
This free agent class, this is a real for Boston, for Phoenix, for Sacramento, for the Knicks, for everybody that's in the playoffs right now. This free agent class is major for them. Like, you can get rid of Fred VanVleet. Get rid of Marcus Smart and try to get Fred VanVleet somehow.
But you he makes too much money.
Yeah,
he makes way too much money.
I'm saying Nas Reed is available.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me say this real quick. I'm sorry to keep cutting y'all off.
No, you're good.
Marcus Smart is what is to Boston what Draymond Green is to Golden State. So it's not that simple just to get rid of him. It's not that simple. What he does I disagree.
I don't agree with that neither.
All right.
I think as a vocal leader in the locker room, he might be, but on the court, I think Draymond's impact is better.
Hold on. Who's doing it? No. I'm not comparing impacts. I'm just saying he's just as valuable for Boston. Once again, who's taking the charges? Who's got the best players on the team? Who's the one diving and going crazy? Who's the one taking all of? It's him.
No, it's not. He has offensive. Great team defense. It's not just him. That whole team defense is great.
Bro, do you hear what I just said?
He might be the leader because he might be benching because he's the point guard. All them niggas is blue collar players.
Yo,
who's the best defender on Boston Celtics?
Marcus Smart.
Right. So what are we talking about?
I don't think so. I have to go to T, man. JT.
Jason Tatum's the best defender.
They in the wing, bro. He's not.
Hell no, y'all Chaman.
Jason
Tatum is the player who did it.
Derek White was the one that was the defender.
Did y'all
Yo, they have great defenders. I see who got defensive player, bro. Don't do that.
Thank you. They all great defenders, but Marcus Smart is the best defender on that team. I'm saying he takes the charges. He does all the dirty work. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but
is going to do what he do.
I had 2-point games.
Yo, Jaylen Brown is a first half performer, bro. Get that nigga the fuck out of here.
I don't think Jaylen Brown's the best defender. I think it's Jason Tatum.
Jaylen Brown is
a
first half performer, bro.
I think it's JT too.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. The best defender we saw yesterday, who guarded MB?
Jason Tatum.
No,
it was Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart had him sometimes.
That was two possessions and won his little ass, and he went to another matchup. What are you talking about? He was guarding him like that.
He gave him the point. The point is, you're putting your best defensive on people. That's what you do. You take your best defensive player and you put him on guys. For the team, he's the best defensive player. That's hands down.
But you're not going to put Horford on a guard.
We're talking about individual defense. We're not talking about team. We're talking about team. That's something totally different.
Boss man, you think Marcus Smart is a better defender than Jaylen Brown?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Great defense though. Against Harden this series.
I'm not saying he's a better player now. Don't get me wrong.
I didn't say that. I just said defender. Yeah.
No, I agree with that. Okay. I agree with that. I think off ball, Marcus Smart is way better. That's not even close. But I'm talking about Jason Tatum. He don't play defense on everybody because he can't. He's supposed to play defense and offense. He's the number one option on offense. Defensively,
I don't want to hear that. Bring a Kawhi in the league, bro.
Nah.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on.
I'm actually gonna spam.
Can I ask y'all a question? If Boston loses, how can I word this? If they lose Jaylen Brown or Marcus Smart, which one you think is more detriment to where it is bad for them?
Jaylen
Brown.
It's Marcus Smart, man.
You can't replace
Marcus
that.
Smart.
You can't. Yeah, you can't
Injuries,
replace
bro.
Jaylen Brown, bro.
You
Yo,
can't
bro,
replace that
Jaylen
type
Brown,
of
the only
production.
nigga I know that can get 40 whenever he want, but want to average 25. That nigga is booty butt
But he
cheeks.
has
Hold on,
to
watch
average
this. Watch
25.
this.
For the
Hey,
chemistry
You
of the
can
team.
find another 6'3" guard. You can
It's for
find
the
another
chemistry
6.
of the team.
You cannot find another 6'3" guard that does what Marcus Smart does. Name one.
What'd you do that for, Fabian?
Drew Holiday.
I didn't do anything.
Oh, okay.
Why would I? Okay, I'm not. I'm not. I can't. I gotta look at the 6'3"
What's your
guard. But okay,
question,
yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that, all ball. But but that type of when I can't find enough, you can't find the other person, another 6'7", 6'8" guard that you can find what Jaylen Brown does is on the same team, Jason Tatum, and he does at a higher level on a higher clip. Like you can replace Marcus Smart. You're not, like
You can
if you
replace
open up the
Jaylen
market
Brown
up,
too. It's Jaylen Brown's
You
in
can
the
replace
league.
you can replace all them niggas, man.
not as easy as you can. Okay, let's not compare the players. I'm not saying you can't replace okay, so everyone's replaceable, but I think that what Jaylen Brown brings is a little bit more harder to replace than what Marcus Smart is.
I
You can find an
disagree.
energy defender.
What do he bring?
You can find an energy defender. He brings versatility. He can knock down the three. He could guard everybody. He could handle the basketball. He's not a turnover machine. He's not going to play emotional. He's not going to never lose. He's even keel. Like I think he's a better player than Marcus Smart.
You talking about Jaylen Brown?
I could find the energy. Yes, I could. Well, you think Jaylen? Well, yeah. And I think that it's hard. I could find an energy guy to lock up before I could find another talent like Jaylen
That's a
Brown.
lie. That's a lie. What's
Yo, bro,
name,
Jaylen Brown
name,
is
hold
a
on, no,
first half
wait,
performer, bro.
Bleeze,
Then he go
hey,
quiet in
Bleeze,
the second,
wait,
bro.
Bleeze,
Stop.
Bleeze. Hey, Bleeze, wait. I challenge any of y'all. Give me 5 energy guys like Marcus Smart that can change the game defensively, that can do what he does and hit big threes. Give me 5.
All right, I'll
Holiday,
listen.
that's it.
Okay, but hold on. I'll give you that, but you forgetting on the other side of the court. Marcus Smart, hold on. Marcus Smart has been a big negative on the offensive end. He fucked up a couple games last season in the conference finals. That's my thing. We're totally forgetting about that. Yeah, he's great defensively, but he cost them games. He will cost him a game this year already at the end of the game. That's really part of his deal with Marcus Smart. It's not just that. So to say Jaylen Brown, he's more important than Jaylen Brown, nah, I can't say that. I can't say that.
He is. I disagree. It's niggas
So all ball.
Yes.
All ball. Let me ask you a question. So if I just take out Jaylen Brown, I leave Marcus Smart there. You feel Boston have the same success?
No, but you got to put somebody in Jaylen Brown's spot. You can't just do that like that.
But
it's just a better idea.
Okay, but but all ball. So if I take Marcus Smart out, does Boston have the same success or no?
No, not at all. Nope.
I just think it's more intangibles. I mean, we can argue this all day long. We all got great ideas with this. This is what makes this so exciting. But I think Smart just brings a little bit more intangibles that's needed for the team, for that particular team. The energy, he doesn't need the ball. He's going to get his own rebound. He's going to crash the board. He's going to play good defense. He's going to, like somebody says, he's not going to get any turnovers. Turnovers going to be very, very low. So them intangibles we don't see. We don't count those. But he brings that to the team. So to me, he's valuable to Boston.
Also, Boston.
I'm not saying I'm taking Tatum over. I mean, I'm taking Jaylen over him because I can always find a defensive guy. It's hard to find a score like that at 6'8", 6'7". It's hard. You name 5 scores like that. We talking about name 5 players like Smart. Name 5 players like Brown. It's hard to do.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's also, we're also talking about like Boston has to replace anybody. They're the ones that won. They don't have to replace anybody.
And let's be real about Boston. They need to win this championship right now. This is such a great opportunity for them. They have the most to lose to me. Miami's playing with house money at this point. Lakers are this Cinderella story right now. But Denver and Boston.
Cinderella. Hold on. Lakers are a Cinderella story. They got they got a top 3 player of all time. They got a top generational player, top 10 generational player in this era, and they have a good roster now. How is there a Cinderella story? Maybe before that new roster, maybe
they were a second seed, and they have to win 4 series on the road.
But that's what I'm saying. But that seeding, the reason the seeding was like that because they didn't revamp the roster. You think they'll have the same seed with this roster they have now if the season starts? No way. Yeah, exactly. So To me, they're really not a number 8, a play-in seed. But
They're
like,
not.
I don't think they're a Cinderella story. Let's not start that Cinderella with LeBron, please. I can't have another extra narrative with him.
No, I don't do that.
Marcus.
But let me ask you
But
this.
that's what the NBA wants to see. Boston and the Lakers, because they both have 17 championships apiece.
Yeah. And it's the greatest rivalry.
Right. That's the greatest rivalry.
So that's
the brand.
I have a question though for Beloved. I have a question. So going back to your thing about successful seasons, if the Lakers didn't win the championship this year, though, would you call this a failure of a season?
No, I wouldn't call it a failure of a season because
yeah, go ahead.
The reason why I wouldn't call it a failure of season because I think it's a good season because the GM showed that he can make moves to improve the team. You have now you see what we can be in the second half, and you take that energy and you roll it over to next season. And you're not a playoff team. You're a top 3 team. So it's far from unsuccessful.
I couldn't
agree
more.
with that.
I couldn't agree more. But now let me ask you this follow-up question: if the Celtics don't win the championship, is that a failure of a season?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's not a failure because it's a rookie. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Beloved. He was asking you.
You're saying if the Boston Celtics don't win the championship, is it a failure of the season? It's a failure of a season if they don't get to the finals. To me, because I got to see who you lose to. If you lose to the Lakers, yeah, but the Buffalo Bills went to four Super Bowls in a row, brother. But you know why? You sometimes you lose to better teams.
But I think this.
No. Now let me tell you this: if the Celtics play Denver, see that's a hard question.
They don't have experience.
They have no, and you've been there already.
Yo, that was a hard one.
No,
the team.
Carl Hope is the only one that got championship experience on them.
And the teams the Celtics have lost to so far, they ain't lose to no team they wasn't supposed to lose to. They lost to who? They lost to the Bucks. They lost to Miami. They could have beat Miami in the bubble. They lost to the Bucks, Miami. They lost to Braun one year, and they lost to Golden State in a chip. They have teams that's better than them. They ain't been out underachieving.
Yeah. I don't think Golden State was better than them. I don't think they were.
But they got experience. Like I said, they got the experience.
And they had the best player.
Nah, that was. I don't know if Steph Curry was better than Jason Tatum last year. I think that's all Tatum not showing up. Brown got punked. They got punked last year, and the coach messed up. That drop coverage bullshit.
But Curry wasn't
showed up. You supposed to body Steph Curry. I don't understand that shit at all. That was awful.
Come on, but
that was awful.
It sounds easy,
beloved,
man.
we can't do that. No, don't say that.
Y'all make it sound
I don't want to hear that.
Easy. The
Sacramento
is a different level, bro.
I don't want to hear that shit.
Hold on, Fave. I understand what you're saying if you look at it from the size perspective, but that's basketball don't work like that at a certain level. You just
you just making it sound too easy.
Yeah, you sound too easy. If it was like that, everybody that's taller than somebody else would be in the NBA. Number one, number two is I think when the Celtics go, the veterans was there, so Golden State knew how to pace themselves through the series. Boston was just like this the whole series, like they were too excited. Boston knew how to pace themselves.
I totally disagree. I think that drop coverage was the same thing Sacramento did last year in the first round.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
And when the Warriors see that, like the Lakers were mixing it. They didn't just do. They did some drop coverage, but they also threw in a body on them.
But even Draymond said it. Draymond said, even though they probably was just as good as us, we knew he was better mentally because they was never here. That's why he was fucking with Brown, getting him teed up. Didn't he get him kicked out of the game almost? Like them niggas knew because they been there already before, bro.
Exactly. And don't forget, Draymond said he got shook in Boston and they still didn't lose. Like there were a lot of factors that played into, like you said, the coach messing up or whatever. But I gotta say that that was their chance to win the chip. That was clearly.
You can't say they did, but that's the Golden State. That's a regular basketball. Is a legendary team at the same time too, even though they wasn't perform how they're supposed to perform through the year. This is still a legendary franchise.
Yo, I'm gonna catch up.
All right, B. Yo, I appreciate
Beloved,
you.
Be good.
If you telling me, damn.
That's right.
If you telling me that the reason why I lost anything is because I was shook, you're making fun of me for the rest of my life. I don't care what it is. Like Boston deserves all that smoke, man. That's how I feel. But boss, man, you made a good point about this year.
They like Darren Hadley, bro. They never been there. And been there like they go to the finals like it's a fucking all-star game, like every year. Like that is different, bro.
Right. So I gotta give credit to Steph Curry did not say that in his first championship. Them guys came out ready. Like they were shook too. You think everybody's? I don't want to hear that anxiety bullshit after a while. Listen, if you got anxiety, this ain't for you. Some people they deal with it better. That's just bottom line. But Bossman made a great point. Is this
I
season a
agree.
failure for the Celtics? I think so. If they lose, Bossman, because yo, remember they made that decision on Ime, bro. Y'all made that decision and thought that was the best thing to do. You should have brought back your coach because look, he was okay enough for Houston to pick him up.
And
you don't
then
think
that's
so?
why it's not a failure. That's why it's not a failure. Y'all going without the coach. Y'all just went without again. I can't call that a failure, bro. Like, and that's not regular. Like, even though the players ain't too much coaching you got to do, but you still got to coach. But once again, it's a rookie coach. It's hard to be any type of first year anything and make it to the grand stage, bro. But then again, I feel like it depends on who they play and how they go out at the same time. If they go out some little bitches again, then it's crazy. Like if they punk out again, but if they fight Denver to game 6 and it's just Jokic tearing their ass up, I'm not gonna say it's a failure, bro.
That's a good point. How you go out. That's true. That is true. You're right, Mel. Mel being logical. What is it? It's after 5 o'clock. You become like a little bit East Coast time.
I'm always logical, bro.
The sun goes down a little bit this time. What do you think, boss man?
About Boston?
Yeah, if they lose this year, is it a failure? Because you initially said no right out the gate. You said no way.
Nah, it's not a failure, man. We're so gun ho to say when a team doesn't win, it's a failure. And a lot of things have to play a
It
part.
would be disappointing.
Yeah,
It'd be disappointing because you went to the championship last year and then go back and then lose again. It can be. I wouldn't say it's a failure because it's hard to get to the finals. It's hard to make it to the finals. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
even
Definitely
harder
Of
with
course,
new
it's going to be
pieces and a new
disappointing.
coach.
Yeah. Hold on. The boss man's making a point.
Go
You
ahead.
know,
My bad, boss man. I'm sorry.
no, that's okay. That's okay. Just that it's like I'm saying, it's hard to get there, and these guys are playing. Boston has a team that went there several times and all that. I still don't think they have the right point guard running their show.
Mm.
You know, I like Smart. I like the 6-man guy. I like them, but you need to change. You need to change speed sometime. They don't change speeds. They're the same way every single time. So you have to change that speed a little bit. So you need a quicker person once in a while who can just get an easy basket. You need these easy baskets sometime to rest your players. Be more aggressive than the other team. So that's my thing with that.
I guess I was so locked in on just trying to blame the owner because I got a gripe with any general manager and they don't get enough blame ever. That's how I always am because when you run anything, it's hard, right?
Yes.
And y'all want the credit and you sneak around and take the credit and get a ring on the low and you throw all these shots at people and they go to the media too. They spread all these stories too. I know what's going on because you kind of like get a sense for like even when you look at Shams and Woj, the big time media guys, you can see who they work with. Just read through the lines and just like you can see who LeBron works with, who LeBron is closer to, Woj or Shams. He's closer to Shams. You can see it. So with the general managers, like LeBron, of course we criticize him, we give him a lot of blame. We have fun with that. But at the same time, it's like he's only playing the same game that he walked into. He's really good at it. He's really good at it. So I want to blame them for sure. What you were saying, Turbo, about Boston? It's not a failure. It's just disappointing.
Yeah, it's disappointing because it's hard to make it. Listen, and I said this because we base on players, great players, winning champ. And I said this last week. I don't know if Bossman was on here, but I said if every great player wins a championship, what is the sport? If every great player wins a championship, like what is the sport? It's not gonna happen. Luck plays a big part of it. It just does. Timing is everything too. I don't
That's
look
my
at.
thing. It's like, okay, it'll be a failure if they make it to the finals again, right?
If they get to the finals and they
right,
lose,
and if they lose,
I don't think it's a fair.
You know how many players don't even go twice in their whole career? Chris Paul been in the league 15 years, only been there one time ever.
Yeah.
You feel me? KD only been there twice by the great. Well, you know, he been there 3 times. KD been there 3 times, one of the greats. So you feel me? It's not that easy. That's why I can't say it's just a failure. It's not that easy to make it there, bro.
It's disappointing if you don't win, of course. I mean, me and Mel, we all played basketball on a certain level, so we know how that feels. We've been in championship games and just like,
right,
we had it, but you know, it just wasn't in the card for us.
I guess that's why I look at Mel. That's why you made a great point. Because as an individual, I like Giannis's speech at the end of the game, and people kind of get on him. And I'm like, nah, Giannis is just showing you a winner's mentality. But that's as an individual player who I got to play that game. But as an owner and as a GM, as a president of basketball operations, I do not like what they did to Ime. And they forget black and white. You don't do that to nobody. Men have to go through enough when they're in that position. Now, if whatever took place, you're supposed to go about that and handle it the right way. Handle it the right way. Now that guy, you know, I'm not saying he didn't go through any deserved embarrassment. It is what it is. But at the same time, y'all made that choice. You made a big choice in real time, and what happened? You embarrassed a lot of people, not just that guy. So now what? If you don't even return to the finals, it's a failure to me. It's not on the team, not on the players, but on that ownership.
You know, I somewhat agree with that, just because one, they embarrassed the family. They embarrassed his family by doing that, his wife, because they brought it out and didn't say a word. But however, the first thing is in their contract already, not to have any kind of internal relationships.
Right.
So that's his fault for breaking that rule.
Hold on, boss man. Here's my thing with that. Because if you've been at work, when you go to work and you sign and you got to do the EEO videos and everything, dog, they signed up. They did an investigation afterwards. That means they knew about it.
Right.
So my thing is,
you
know what I mean?
With that.
So
they should have never said, if you're going to expose them, then expose the girl.
No. I don't even think that, boss man.
That you have to, because you exposed his wife, right?
He exposed him, right? They didn't really say nothing about her.
No, that's not even his wife.
Who?
No, who you talking about? We talking about the coach. His wife was no, I'm talking about they Nia Long.
Yeah, Nia Long.
Right. But you said, go ahead.
No, I'm saying when you go through that process, people don't talk about third party harassment. You're supposed to protect not just them, everyone. So they didn't just embarrass anybody that's connected to that story. They embarrassed every woman. They put every woman's face on the internet that day. Not just Nia Long.
Her face wasn't up there.
Who? Yeah, no, yes, they did. They might have. Yes.
I didn't see
like a few seconds.
They did.
Trying to tell you.
No, hell yeah.
They didn't know
I missed that because I was looking for that.
No, because again, boss man, that's my thing. Y'all don't. Why are they only pointing to this story and these people? They're in control of them. Going back to what I said about LeBron, I can't get mad at him playing this game that y'all created, because they're playing that game with the media. Y'all only showing Ime, Nia Long, because they're the superstars. Hold on, y'all went through that whole roster. The internet went through every woman that worked for Boston and put them out there. All of them, including the wife.
But look, I think
this is the white state we're talking about, right?
Hold on.
I was about to say that. That was coming next. That was coming next. They don't care about
what? Mel, I'll let you get. Mel, do your thing. I'm sorry, go ahead. I can wait.
Okay.
Like he was saying, that I was about to. I don't know what he's about to say, but I think I'm going sort of in the same direction. They don't care about what we care about. Like he said, it's a Caucasian state, and Boston is blatantly known for being racist, bro. So they don't care. They didn't care about. They didn't care. My bad, boss man. But go ahead. That's what I want to know.
No, you're right. Just
so even more of a reason why I think they should be called a failure for making that decision. You're making my point even better, baby. Fuck Boston. That's my point.
Well, the thing was though, they wanted them out too. So because if they didn't want them out, this would have never came out.
Right.
Think about
the way that it
they
did.
control the narrative.
Yep.
What's up, Fleet? Go ahead, Fleet, because I know you want to get in. Jump in, baby.
Boss man, Mel, Turbo, what up, y'all?
Fleet, what's up, baby? My bad, I was passionate, Fleet.
Yeah, not a comment, baby. I told you I was going to jump on when I got off of work.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. Nah, real quick. I know y'all rapping about Ime, and I've been thinking about that for a little while, right? And real quick, think about where Ime came from. Came from the Spurs organization, right? under Pop, so you know he's a hell of a coach, right?
Yeah.
But here's my little bugged out theory. He been doing this type of shit before he got to Boston and just got sloppy. There's no way you get your first head coaching gig and crash out like that. There's no way you decide to make a dicey decision like that with your first head coaching opportunity. There ain't no way. Ain't no way. He had to be doing some fly shit in San Antonio and just played by the rules. He got to Boston, he wasn't playing by the rules, and now, now he gets jammed up in Boston. That's just my little weird theory. It may not be true, it may not.
No way, Flea. Hold on. Just to update you, Flea, real quick. Let's update you. She got caught on the Ring camera because her husband caught her on the Ring camera. So that he ain't just get sloppy. She was down with it. We got to put it out there. She was down with it, but he caught her on the camera, and he went to tell his organization and put him on blast and try to get an investigation on him. That's point blank, period. Then he messed up by keep trying to text her, thinking he could still do it. That's his fault. That's what he messed up at. Yo, bro, leave that girl alone. Leave that girl alone, because the CEO, CFO, leave that. Don't touch that.
So the theory is then he was set up. This is entrapment, because from what I'm hearing, from what everybody's saying, when you start putting this puzzle together, did they want him out? Because if you're a good coach like he is, or if they want him, they would have fought for him to be there.
They did. They kind of did. Remember, we're going to throw... Remember, they told him to chill out in the summertime. Then they investigated it after he reported it. That's how I understand it.
Right, but they let him go for a whole year. Why?
No, before the suspension.
I'm just saying though, right? I'm talking about the suspension now.
No. See that part? Before you get there, there's a process. They called him. They knew what was going on, because this happens in every organization, right? Then they got caught again. I think he texted her again. I think that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what happened. But it's just, remember, we don't know if she might have thrown him a little wink at lunchtime or something like that. Like, I'm just saying, this is yo, boss, man, come on, man.
That's why it says entrapment.
Yeah, man. Yes. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Because this is not, you see, we can only speak about this in a way where people gotta, this is our theory. We're not trying to blame anyone for anything. But all we're saying is that, real life takes place. And these things take place in the workplace. So in a way, it's like you try to almost cover for your man, your husband, for his spot. That's your boss, man. We might have uncovered the bullshit.
Yeah.
Mel, what you thinking, Mel? Looking up stats?
I'm thinking
we may slay the last 8 years.
Brad Steve coaching before he was, right?
Damn, Mel, your service is horrible.
You in and out, Mel.
Yeah, you're a robot.
You get it now?
A little, not really.
Nah, try to go in and out. Mel Wi-Fi is some trash right now. Yo, Nick Pillow be talking some shit from the sideline, boys, man. Be careful with Nick Pillow.
Yo, Nick Pillow be
going
crazy.
Yes, you at the garage now.
It's better now?
Yeah, you sound good.
Sir.
Now what I was saying, Brad Stevens was coaching before Udoka, right? And he wasn't able to do that. He wasn't able to get them over the hump with the same team. He wasn't able to get them to the finals. Udoka came and did it 1 year, and he's a different skin color. Don't tell me that didn't play a part, man. Oh, you gonna take him to the promised land first year and mess with the owner's girl? Nah, we putting this out in the move.
I like the spice to that. It's a good Netflix.
Spice.
Yeah. You added some cinnamon.
Real good. You threw some jerk sauce on that, kid.
I like it, but
that's my little theory. This is mine.
I don't think so, because I think Brad Stevens is in a position now where he wants all the credit. I think it was a real messed up situation, and I think Boston doesn't get enough trash piled on them because they messed that up. They really embarrassed a bunch of women. They really did. As much as it's, let's say it's Ime and that woman's fault. She's married. This is not an assault charge. It's not sexual assault. This was a sexual harassment case.
Right.
So, and this is the second time that they were identified told about it after it was all considered consensual. Even the way it rolled out, this was a consensual matter. That's what made everything bad. The first thing you think of when you hear consensual is what? We don't even have to say the word.
Right.
That in itself was like, and who put it out there? Shams. Your man Shams is crazy. He wilds out, bro. I'm on him, bro. Remember he's the one who put Dylan Brooks on blast. I'm on Shams. I'm on to you, Shams. I'm taking you. Pause.
Yeah, man. That's just crazy, man. My whole thing is you embarrassed Nia Long, though. She had nothing to do with none of that. She didn't tell that man to go out there. She didn't tell him to go out there and start messing around. He took that upon himself to go do that. You know what I'm saying? So
wife.
he said Nick Pillow said we need a movie about this.
Word. It's true though.
Oh man, these stories, man, with these NBA players, man. You know, I know we talked about John Morant a whole lot, man. I'm just looking.
Oh, we haven't. We haven't. Today we have not. Not once. What you think, boss man? We need the boss man talk, and then Mel and then Turbo.
You know
what do you think about the John Morant situation?
I just believe that there's something mentally wrong with him. I'm not saying he's crazy, but you cannot come out 5 o'clock in the afternoon with a big jug of liquor and you start drinking it like crazy. It's some kind of depression going along the way, man. Or maybe, you know, I've never been in that situation. You have millions of dollars, $100 million in my pocket. Never had that.
Right, boss man. What you think he's depressed about?
I don't know if he can handle the money situation, the fame itself.
I'm too rich.
I don't know. That's what I don't. I just feel like he just being who he wants to be. Maybe not who he is and how he was raised, being who he wants to. This is who I truly believe. This is who he wants to be. At 23, 24, and then like social media is so powerful. Social media is so powerful. You feel me? And then once again, if it wasn't on social media, he would be straight.
Yeah.
If he didn't get on Instagram to do it the first time, if his man wasn't on Instagram, he didn't do it the second time. Like, be low with your shit if you gonna do it. If you gonna, you John Morant, and then so I guess, and then it's like Instagram is like.
But Mel,
it's the perception, the perception of a lifestyle.
Hey Mel, I totally agree with what you're saying. But why are you carrying a gun? You can get a bodyguard.
No, what I'm saying. What
I'm just saying though, you got a weapon.
You're saying that as a New Yorker. You're saying that as a New Yorker.
I'm saying this from past history.
I lived in Atlanta for 10 years. You walk up the street, you see somebody 13, 15 years old with gun, everybody, and they showing themselves. Like having a gun is, I don't think, it's only because he's John Morant. You feel me? He know you're not supposed to have it on camera. That's why I'm saying if it wasn't for social media, good. There's, like I said, down south, there's 90% permit, no permit. 90% of them got the strap on. So I don't think that's a big problem. But it's just showing it on social media and wanting to portray this lifestyle. You feel me? And I feel like social media is it's ruining a lot of people's lives. It could help a lot of people. You can make money, become millionaires, network. You know what I mean? Have platforms like this. You feel me? I've seen people get rich. Shiggy, he from my neighborhood. He got rich off an iPhone, off of Instagram. Like people, when I'm on there, I be on my basketball page. I'm talking to NBA players, and like, what's the chances of me talking to an NBA player on social media? Like people using the platform for wrong things, and he's one of them dudes who using it for the wrong reason. You can also use it for other reasons, and then like I feel like it's just so powerful. Everybody want to show the life that they ain't living. 90% of people on Instagram is showing a life that they ain't living. They showing 5 seconds of them the best life, or they doing this. The rest of the life they don't show. They don't show the hard times. They're not showing nothing. So it's all about perception, and this is what he wants to be seen as.
But for what reason though? I mean, Mel, you said a lot that was good about Atlanta kids. I mean, people with guns and all that. I respect the person carrying the gun. I have no problem with that. But if I'm carrying a gun at my age, or if I'm 23 years old and I live in Atlanta, I'm getting a permit. It's like driving a car. You need a permit to drive. You need a license to drive a car.
No, I don't think that's a problem. Even if he had a permit, he would still get in trouble for this. You see me? Even if he had a permit and he showed
It's
it,
reckless.
the same thing would happen. Right?
It's reckless.
Right. And that goes back to my point then. He's depressed. It's something wrong with him. Because you cannot keep doing the same thing over and over and think what you're doing is right. That's impossible.
He's just young and don't care. You don't care about a lot of things when you're young, bro. And then, like,
you said it before yesterday. Go ahead, say it again.
I'm trying to think from a different perspective. Like, I like trying to put on other people's shoes, even though you can't, or see things from different perspectives. You feel me?
Right.
That's why I just asked, what the fuck are you depressed about? You got 200 mil sitting right here. You got your own sneaker came out. Your pops live on the same block as you. You got a beautiful little girl. You on boats, yachts. You got your homies with you. You got your gang niggas with you. And they reported the dude who recorded him, that's the same nigga that flashed the gun in Indiana.
So let's think about what you said, Mel. That means he wants to be back in the projects.
I just said that. This is who he wants. This is who
he wants to be back in the projects.
He wants to be. That's why
I don't think it's depressing. He cannot accept this lifestyle that he has right now.
Right. And he might. Everybody's saying like, yo, you blowing it. He might just unfortunately, he might just have a bad mentality. Like shit, I didn't expect to have all of this. I got it now. So whatever happens after this, listen, I made it. You feel me? Like, I think that has to be his mentality. There's no way somebody telling him. I feel like that might be his mentality. Like, shit, nigga, like Murray State. He wasn't no high recruit. He was on the same AAU team with Zion and didn't get recruited. That's why he went to Murray State. So he probably think like, shit, all this shit is extra to me. And still got a hood mentality, bro. Unfortunately. I think that's part of it.
What advice can we give him then?
Unfortunately, this is just my opinion. With all the NBA players that's out there, I feel like somebody had to sit down. There's 350 players in there. People stack 5, AI, whether they have private talks or not. I think they have at this point. Well, with the first one, I think they have, right? So this one, I don't think it's nothing you can tell him. Who are you going to believe? And then it's like, I think he's going to have to learn from experience, unfortunately, and hopefully something change him. I can't see no help. And then like a lot of people don't, oh, you not me, you never know, you ain't been through this, or like if you not that dude, and if you not that dude currently, like we was talking the other day, a lot of these young people don't even want to hear it. So I don't think there's no advice you could give him. I think he's gonna have to learn from experience, unfortunately, young brother, because once again, it's the same fucking mistake. It's not like something different. And then like everybody else saying, ain't nobody went back and did this. This nigga went and picked up the gun and showed it himself.
Right.
A month after you just apologized and so cool, went to Florida and got your therapy and got your.
And that was
I
thought that was a phony PR.
Bro. I don't think it's his pops. I don't think it's nothing you could do. AI, anybody, Ron on Test, Gilbert Arenas, I don't think these niggas are gonna get through to him. Cause they already been talking about it. Everybody, they already been talking about it, bro.
What you think, Turbo?
No, I agree with what Bossman said, and I totally agree with what Rockstar Mel said. If he didn't listen for the first time, what made you think he's gonna listen to this the second time? He's gonna have to he's got to look at himself in the mirror first. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we all was 23, 24. We all had I'm sure we all had conversations with elderlies and stuff like that. Now it was up for us to whether to listen or not. You know what I'm saying? So both men made great points, but he got to look at himself in the mirror and say to himself, "What the f am I doing?"
And everybody's giving the same advice. Everybody telling him the right thing to do. Everybody from KG to this person to that person. Everybody's telling him what he need to do.
Yeah. And he's still not listening.
He's still not listening. He's going to have to learn from experience.
Those guys that been through the because we know their struggles like AI. Like I know the AI. I know the real AI story because I know somebody that's very close to him. So I know what AI went through, where he really went through. But yeah. So if he can't listen to guys that been through it, then hey, It's up to him. If he wants to blow his career, he ain't got nobody to blame but himself at the end of the day.
It's ironic being in Memphis too, because Ja Morant, he really made them relevant as they were during the grindhouse times, if not more, with Z-Bo and Tony Allen. And I'm surprised Memphis hasn't called upon Z-Bo and Tony Allen, two dudes who we know from everybody tells me, or from what I hear, they're certified or they're respected like that. So you need to go after those guys that were former stars in Memphis. Maybe they can sit down with Ja, but at the same time, yo, boss man, Mel and Turbo, I don't know how y'all, like, there's certain people I interact with. I don't care if you're in the street or wherever. Some people just want to try to get away with shit. There are some people who they have that thing in them, and for you to try to do the same thing again, some serial shit like that, that's just some dummy shit. I don't care about and let me say this too. That shit Shannon Sharp did, and what Michael Wilbon did, talking about I'm gonna protest buying his sneakers. My kids ain't buying his sneakers, but you gonna listen to rap music? Like where do you draw the line at? Like, that's not gonna help nobody. I don't appreciate that. I really don't, because I don't understand what that resolves. I think Shannon Sharp is up there drinking liquor, smoking Black and Mods. What does that represent? I really don't like. So what's the difference? I really think that there's certain people that should not be talking about this, especially in that way. All you can do is call him a dummy. Yo, dog, you blew $1 billion. I don't care. There's no if. I don't care what level of life you're on. You blow $1 billion, we're gonna look at you like we're always gonna call you an idiot. I don't care where you at.
Here's the thing though. Z-Bo, I feel like Z-Bo, I don't know for sure. Z-Bo probably reached out to him. Should have, because the Memphis thing. But guess what? Z-Bo also got caught with a lot of weed before. Z-Bo's a big crip, if you didn't know. Z-Bo signed, he put money behind Moneybag Yo, who Ja is cool with. So I feel like they might be in the same circle. It's like I don't know what's wrong with this boy, bro.
Right, but Z-Bo, I've never seen him on camera doing that, and he's been in social media. Like
he's
Nick
older.
Pillow
Once
just
again,
said,
Z-Bo old, 40s,
exactly,
50s. He's older.
exactly. Bro. Nick Pillow just said, I have a hot take. If AI had social media, he'd be just like this. You see?
Agree.
I disagree. AI is
no, because look, he was doing stuff after he used to get drunk, and then like the next month he got caught beating up his wife. Like I agree with that.
I agree with that too, but unfortunately, we can't go back.
Right.
And I'm not. Right. I don't want to dismiss the conversation, but me personally, with this whole situation, is you have to go back to the ground roots. The ground. You got to bring God back into the equation. You tried pledge, you tried your father, it's not working. Not saying your father can't do it. Sometimes, as fathers, our kids just don't want to listen right then and there. Doesn't mean they don't love us. They just not listening right there. You need somebody like a pastor like T.D. Jakes, who have nothing to do with none of this stuff. And it's not about therapy session. It's about talking. How are you feeling? What are you doing? You need somebody like Steve Harvey around them. You need a pool of guys, not to tell you what to do with your money. This is your life. Yo, Mel, you all right, Mel?
Yeah, I'm good. I forgot my little folder. But look, only time dudes go to
I thought you was bugging out. I was about to call a therapist for you.
Why would he go to somebody like that though? Why?
Yo, you brought up God. All of a sudden, he just the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Nah.
Well, because you have the thing
people
about
only run to them type of people after something happened.
So why wait? Why we need to wait? That's my point, Mel. We don't need to wait when we need help. The problem is he's calling out for help. You did, like you said, Mel, he did it more than once. That's a sign I need help for something. I'm calling out for help. I need somebody to help me. I don't want to talk about my basketball game, me missing free throws, or me not going to championship, or me saying that we're the best team in the West. I don't want to hear that. Internally, what is happening internally with you right now? That is the issue. You don't live in the projects. You have to separate yourself from the project. And I'm not saying projects are bad. I'm not saying that. You make so much money. You live in the suburbs. You surround yourself with these people. I'm not saying you have to be better than them, like them, but you live in a different lifestyle now. If you want to bring people along with you like LeBron did, tell them to go to school. Tell them to do this. And then you help them along the way. But the way you're doing right now, you're hurting more people than you're helping.
Wait, and this the thing. I had other NBA players say, yo, Ja Morant is smart. They say this little nigga is smart. They say he's a smart dude. I'm like, damn, that's crazy, bro.
I mean, nobody, but we don't know that side, so that has nothing to do with it. But I've come to this conclusion a long time ago. Like, we always look for things to consider people smart, and for me, if I want to be looked at as smart, I always got to make the better decision. If not, all that shit is null and void. Once you start making bad decisions, we're gonna look at you as dumb. That's just bottom line. That's how humans are. And the Grizzlies, to me, there's a lot of that comes to this. I think that the Grizzlies rolled this whole, Ja wants to be a rapper, basically. And I think they rolled that image, and they wanted to be like the new bad boy Pistons, and it went too far. He didn't know when to stop. Like right now, I say Shannon Sharp was smoking and drinking on TV. I think he was drinking this morning, so I guess he didn't stop. But there's a certain point when you play the villain that you pass, and he's not good playing the villain. It doesn't suit him because it was great enough to galvanize the team. Because look at Dylan Brooks. They played like the villains, and it worked for a while, but you still got to play the game. That's what makes you not smart. You're not showing up to win. You're not even winning. If you were winning, like remember, Aaron Hernandez was doing all this. Aaron Hernandez was really a killer, and they won. So I don't think they want when Shannon calls him fake, anybody calls him fake, I'm like, bro, people like that, that's the worst thing you can call them because they trying to prove that they real. Right. That's the whole thing. So I don't want them to prove shit. Yo, bro, just play ball. Right. Nobody has the chance you have. Like, you are not just an average ball player. You a superstar of the highest order.
Hey,
that's
Charleston White said last night, he said, man, obviously he don't want to play basketball. Obviously he want to listen to NBA YoungBoy. He want to flash his gun. He want to crash out. So go ahead. Let this nigga crash out. Go ahead. Go be the passenger. Go do some drive-bys. Go do some home invasions. That's what you want to do.
But now I understand that logic.
That's what you want to do.
Understand
you don't want this $100 million.
But it hurts our community because our kids are following him now. Our kids are buying his sneakers. Our kids are buying his jersey. Our kids want to go see him play basketball. I don't want our kids taking on that same mentality. I don't.
Yo, Bossman, that's a great point. Because now what happens when the next kid, they look like Ja. They all look like that. But they're not going to take the next kid seriously because he has dreads and he just looks like he's part of the culture. But he could play ball and he's serious about it. But because he reminds him of Ja, like, nah, Ja, you're supposed to, That's what AI was talking about. He says, yo, don't be like me, man. Don't be like me. He said, Braun, don't be like me. This shit comes with losses, major losses. So don't do that. He was very informative. That's the one thing about AI they don't talk about. I've never heard AI talk, Allen Iverson speak, and thought he was dumb, ever. I always thought he was mad, just eloquent. He said what he meant, and he was always just smart about the game or whatever. I always wanted to hear more from him. You know what I mean? Like, John Morant doesn't sound honest to me. Look, that's the one thing, man. Like, we're not scared of the West.
If a rapper is influenced, because I think it's all NBA YoungBoy. If a rapper's influenced somebody with $100 million like this, right? He's crashing out because he want to be NBA YoungBoy. Imagine the rest of these young boys that don't got the $100 million opportunities Ja got. Imagine they just addicted to this dude, or probably want to be him even more than Ja. This is Ja Morant.
You sound like Dolores Tucker, bro.
Other kids is even crazier, bro.
Yo, Mel, when we were young, I don't know how old you are, but when rap first started, like gangster rap first popped off, it was Ice-T, Pac, NWA. When that came out, you had like Dolores Tucker. Hold on, I got the sorry, my bad. You had Dolores Tucker. You had a protest on rap music, and we used to be like, man, fuck that. Like, this is some real shit. And then looking back on it, they were right. Like, you're supposed to curb a lot of that shit. Kids are not supposed to be listening to that at all. At all. So that's a major point, Mel. If they can influence John Morant, that kid is influencing any average old Joe Schmo on the street. And unfortunately, there's a lot of us that look like us. That's foul. That's a great point, Mel. Damn. This is depressing talking about this, boss, man.
It is, man. It's very. What you gonna say, Turb?
Nah, I agree with what everybody said. It's good points, but it ain't just entertainment that people are just bugging out. It's a whole nother. But that's a whole nother topic for later. But yeah, everybody made good points, man. And like I said, I'm honored to be a part of this movement where we can, express ourselves and, even if we agree or disagree, it's just good, healthy conversation. But I think everybody made some great points.
Yeah, I mean, I just I'll pass it back to you, boss man. But just to finish that up, I really don't think there's anything to do with Ja. Like, all he needs, remember, it reminds me a lot like Mike Tyson. Like Tyson came from Brownsville and everything. I get that, but he had it all. There's just something I can't front, man. There's something that people want to get out of being a gangster, and it seems like that's the most easiest or fastest way to gain that much power. But y'all don't realize the most gangster shit you could do is get the billion. You ain't even secured a billion, bro. That's the most gangster shit ever. Is hitting the lottery ticket and then do what you want. Then we could be like, damn, well, he was really crazy. But get the billion first. You know what I mean? Because that's what everybody wants at the end of the day. You have way more power with $1 billion than you do now. Even if you got suspended, you still got your billion. Fuck it, here you go. Like I guess that's what it does to us. Like fame, I think money and fame and power, it really does make us crazy. It does. Everybody's not suited for it. And going back to your point, boss man, I don't want to ever get too religious like that. We don't want to make it because, too much of that is a time and place for everything. But at the same time, we do need some more I can't say damn, that was my bad. Some more spirituality and some more religion. Like the country, this wave on social media is anti-spiritual. It really is. It's all individual and not spiritual. There's no cohesion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm just that spiritual person, and I'm learning how to be just a little bit more. And I'm not bringing my religion on anybody. I just talk about it. I'm not saying the one I praise is the best one. It's the best one for me. However, saying all that, it's no balance no more. We can go to court, and the first thing the judge said, the first thing the guy said, "Are you here to tell the truth? So help you God," and all that stuff. In the school, we had that before. In the school, the foundation was doing these different songs and these different prayers in school. It's the reason why, to get people to relax, get you thinking about something higher than yourself, getting you learning the religion, the Bible, that when you do get in trouble, this is what you do. You pray. We all pray. Every last one of us pray. When one of us have a fight with our loved ones, I pray that this work out. I pray that my child get to school. I pray for the food I'm eating. I pray that I get a raise. So we pray, but we're so embarrassed to pray in front of other people. Everybody has their own little way of praying and all that, saying their little sayings and all that, how they want to worship people and all that. Read this Bible, read that. But I tell you this, if you meet a new woman and she said you go to church with her, you going to church. You going to church. I'm just saying. I know you and I are married, Fabe, and all that, but it's the truth, man. We tell our kids we going to church. Easter, 90% of the people in the world go to church. Why? Why? We have to find that balance back, man, somewhere along the way. And the man need help, man, because he's crying out for help, And I wish, as everyone else on this platform who's listening, been here before, he's crying out for help. Just need to find the right person that can help him. Everybody needs to find the right person. It can be a female, it can be a guy in the street, it can be a bank man, it can be an old lady, it can be your previous girlfriend, whatever it may be. Somebody can turn to somebody, and you can get help from that person, man. Mm-hmm. We all been there before, needing help.
I used to think prayer and church and stuff like that was like, because like you said, everyone has their own version of it, and that calling comes to you any kind of way. But for me, this is like church. Like the word, people take the word concert for granted. I always say this. My man KG always says, I got a thing for words. I'm very literal with words. And when you hear the word concert, they did a crime in concert. That means they did it together. When you at a concert, somebody performing, you're actually looking up at the stage and somebody performing, and you in concert together. So to me, this is always a concert. We play the music in the beginning. There's a theme with it. It's just that we make it so much about money and about the views and everything that it takes away from, the morality of it and just the humanity of it. So even these words to me, again, there's a reason why these prayers and stuff become mantras and you have to repeat them. And then, like you said, everybody prays, but they don't admit it especially usually is when you done fucked up so bad, you praying for help. That's the problem, man. If you were like you said, if John Morant is doing this as a cry for help, and we just interpret it any kind of way, it's like, nah, maybe you're right. He does need that guidance. Like, imagine if John Morant popped up on live right now. Or we all say, like, yo, what's up with you, man? Are you crazy? You blowing $1 billion? That's how I would tell him. I would talk to him like he was in the street right here. That's the only way, because that's the only thing that's worked for me ever in life, was just being authentic with somebody, being real. That's it. Because what else do I have? What else do I have? I'm gonna introduce you to some persona that I can't even keep up with all day long. That's what he's stuck on because he's young. And all we could do is actually be authentic with him. And I don't know, and I don't want to blame his father and stuff like that. That was the thing that AllBall really drove that in, and he was very right about that. Like when Fat Joe said it, everybody, I didn't like that. After AllBall mentioned that, because bro, it's true. I was 21 years old. You gave me $200 million. Oh my God. I don't know what level. I just don't know. So being super judgmental, but now it's like that he did it again. Come on now. Like we do need to go to the Bible maybe. Like that. We gotta try something, John. This is crazy.
I mean, and the sad part about it, and we said this, that people don't turn to God when they need help. It's only when they're in the death moment they really gonna pray to God. Somebody got cancer, somebody was in some kind of accident. Then you want all the prayer warriors in the world to come out to pray for you. Everybody, including myself. So before I get to that point, before I get there, take time for yourself. Meditate. Whatever may. Just take time for yourself. What are my plans today? We all do it. We just don't say it.
Yep.
Every morning you get up, you check on your kids. You kiss your wife, you check on your kids, make sure your kids are all right. You're praying before you get to that room, praying to God my kids are all right. I'm praying to God that my kids get to school safely. I'm praying to God that we get to our destination safely. I'm praying to God I get a raise. So these are all prayers that we use each and every day. There's no rhyme and secret way of praying. Hey Lord, you just pray. Whatever words hit your heart, you let it out. That's it. So back to John Morant. I know we talking about the prayer and all that. John Morant.
It's necessary. It's necessary.
Right. If he get on right now, I would say, hey, what can you do to help you?
Facts.
What can you do to help you? And how can we support you? Because it's not about us. Like you said, it's nothing we can do for him. It's what he can do for himself. It was a guy on try to commit suicide. He was on the Golden Gate Bridge in California. Black guy. Up there for 3 hours. A white sergeant came there, said, I want to go talk to him. He said, you're not the negotiator. But he wasn't a negotiator. He said, I'm going to talk to him. He went there, sat there, and the guy that was getting ready to commit suicide, they talked for an hour and a half. He said, all I wanted was for someone to listen to me. To listen to me. He's been ignored by so many people that he had to show out on a bridge to get that attention that he needed. An angel came across, a white guy, went over there and talked to the black guy. To this day, they go around the country talking to people. So, I mean, God works in mysterious ways, man. He works in mysterious ways, man. So I pray that he gets the help that he needs.
That's why I like even like there's a lot of things on social media that they use to get us addicted, and I think it includes this form of maybe prayer and like just inspiration, because that's what you normally search for with that, right? And for me, it's like that's why when I listen to Giannis, it brought back when he said the whole thing about failure. They brought back when Kobe was talking about failure, and he said the same exact thing. But he kind of, he's Kobe, so the Mamba was always on some ill business. And Kobe said, the thing about success and failure is that the first thing you start off with is expectations. And that for me, it meant a lot because I always say that. And for him to say it, it was just crazy. Because when you start off with expectations, you can do nothing but succeed and fail. But in life, we always fall somewhere in between anyway. Like if you expect $1 billion, it's like, I mean, we see the numbers. It's one out of a trillion they're gonna get that anyway. But if you just find the middle, if you find the relief, if you find the peace, that's what meditation is for. You're trying to get back to release all these thoughts, but let the thoughts run by. Let these things that you think are supposed to happen that are meant to validate you. That's really what it is. You're supposed to just settle on that. Just let that rock, let it go. Because at the end of the day, it still all starts within you. That's the Buddhists. I think the Buddhists have it the best. The Buddhists have it the best. Like God starts within you. All that searching, every time you pray, you look praying to, nah, it's not up, it's here. It has to start inside first. Because if not,
And that's
where
why
you
I said,
going?
and that's the first. That's what I said. I said it starts with him. How can you help you?
Yep.
Because we can't help him. How we can support you, but again, as you were saying, Fat. I'm sorry.
No, that's exactly it. Because it's even with I've never been an addict per se, but I know addicts, and they told me about the 12-step program, and one of them, a lot of it has to do with religion, and one of them, of course, the first step is admission. The other thing is being religious. Like, remember, if they don't want help, they can't be helped. That's the number one thing with an addict. Like, I don't know if he's definitely addicted to this thing, and it might be social media, the attention. It's always been there. Remember back in the day, shout out to Hammer Time Ryan. He was the first one to point out, like, yo, we keep talking about all these people flashing on social media. Yo, I seen all the Polaroid pictures, dog. I seen the Benz in '85 that you had. I seen all the jewelry that you had. Like, you were doing the same thing. Instagram, if you notice, Instagram, the logo is a Polaroid picture. Like, we've been on this. So attention has always been a drug. And
Of course.
a lot of people, they go about seeking it different kind of ways. So he can't get help unless he wants to help. And I never believed him in the first place when he went on with Jalen Rose. That was pitiful. Jalen Rose, I'm sorry, that was pitiful. I don't believe you. It was a week. You spent a week where? And now you're reformed doing what? Nah, Josh, just chill out. Your job is to just fall back, go into a cave like Batman, and come and just, you got to really get to know yourself. You got to really go talk to Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's a really deep dude, really deep. Go talk to the people that have been there 100 million up in your position, superstardom, that blew it all. Just not just being a street dude, just that seeking that level of power. That's a violent power you're looking for, bro.
That's
That
some
means
powerful. That's some powerful stuff you just said right now. I'm just going to go back a little bit. What you said that the 12 step. The first thing you have to do is to
I was getting phone calls. The first thing you admit, the first step is admission.
Yeah.
We caught you.
That's what you said. That's the first step. Because if you don't admit your wrongdoing, then how could you get help? Because you're gonna believe everything you're doing is right. So that's the self-evaluation first. That's the first step. It's the first step when you give your life to Christ. I'm giving my life to you, Christ. It's first steps. So it's a biblical thing. It's so many biblical things that we can correlate with these conversations. Meditation is prayer. You're closing your eyes and meditating about something
Boss man,
that you want to happen for you.
I wish my mom was here to hear this. She hated that I said. I told her that like 10 years ago. I said prayer is like meditation. She goes, "Oh, you know what you're talking about." I said, "Yo, but it's a spiritual thing." She's like, "Oh my God, I can't wait. One day I'm gonna have her on the live just so you could talk to her. You could tell her the same exact thing. Oh my God."
Absolutely, man, because you become spiritual connected to something higher than yourself. That's all it is, man.
Okay.
You know, go ahead, Turb. What you want to say, Turb?
No, I totally agree with what you just said. That was 100%.
Every day I put something positive on Facebook. Every single day. And I stopped for a couple of hours. I got several phone calls. Hey, what's up? What's going on? Why you put nothing up? People look forward to what we do. Now, I don't have a huge following, but 2 or 3 people, they want to see it, so I keep doing it. Because it helps them and it helps me. It helps me first, and it helps them along the way also with their day. We don't know what you just said a little while ago. Fleet said a little while ago, I'm going to get on when I get off work. He couldn't wait to get on. That's a blessing in itself. So he's praying to us. Listen, praying that we stay on till he can get on.
Mm-hmm.
So, but all this correlation, man, it's a biblical thing, man. When they at the basketball games, they all close their eyes. 90% of the guys close their eyes. They're praying for whatever, praying for what, I don't know what they're praying for, but they're praying.
Mm-hmm.
Praying they have a successful game, praying they don't get hurt, praying their kids are all right because they're going to school, whatever it may be. We are praying. We do silent prayers, all of us, in our own little way. And there's nothing wrong with bringing biblical things into life. Nothing at all.
That was well said. Definitely well said. Well said. Well said.
Appreciate it.
That's why I
Yeah.
like. That's why when I look back and I had this conversation with you and I look back on everything because I don't think I told you when we first talked on live like 28 years ago I got hit by a car when I was 12 years old. I didn't feel and it was so crazy. I didn't even feel the car hit me, and like throughout the years I used to blame myself for putting myself in that position. I was blaming myself for that because I was always saying like, yo, what if I didn't go to basketball practice that day? Like I was always blaming myself for that whole situation. But now that I'm turning 40 next month, a month away, the June 15th, and I look back on everything now, I'm kind of glad that I went through it because it taught me that, you know what? Looking back on it, it could have been a lot worse. I could have been in a wheelchair right now, but I'm standing up. I'm still doing what I'm doing. I probably wouldn't be on this platform if it would have went down the way it was supposed. But God had a better plan with me. He's like, yo, I'm gonna help you get through it.
That's a good testimony. And these these testimonies supposed to be shared. We're not supposed to keep it to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
These testimonies are supposed to be shared with somebody else because somebody else might be hurting through some other kind of way for whatever reason. But your testimony, which was a short version of it, I'm quite sure it's crazy longer than that. The whole day that played up to it and everything, what happened, what you remember and all that, that inspires somebody to keep moving forward because what you just said to us in this short version, I'm a strong individual.
Yeah.
In spite of what I went through, I'm still a strong individual. I didn't blame it on nobody. I didn't point fingers at nobody. I learned that I'm here for a reason, not for the season.
Yep. And I probably and then looking back on it now, if that didn't happen, I probably would have never met my little sister. So it's like it's kind of crazy how everything just like I always said everything is like it was like a word puzzle on how everything just happened. You know what I'm saying? So it was like wow. I was like wow because I was having that conversation with her the other day about it. Like if I didn't come to North Carolina for a little bit, I probably wouldn't knew who you were.
Mm, mm.
Crazy.
Our priorities in life is so mixed up, man. It's really, really mixed up, man. You know, and I'm just giving my synopsis on what I'm talking about. You're invited to a birthday party. You're invited to a wedding. You're invited to somebody's christening. You're invited to a graduation, but you never invited to someone's funeral. People just go.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't invited. You don't get no invitation. You just go.
Mm-hmm.
We want to set aside who can come here, who can go there. I want to have this big old wedding, but I'm only going to invite these people over here. I'm not going to invite them because I don't really get down with them. But yet still, when somebody passed away, the person that you invited for the wedding and for the birthday didn't show up. The person that you did not invite shows up to your funeral. It's I'm just speaking, and maybe I'm talking crazy right now, but these are things I think about, man. How we have to invite people to certain things, and they don't really get down with this.
But
because that's the anti-American thing. That's the not for nothing, but this is a melting pot. We combine, like New York City's the craziest melting pot. So all the cultures get mixed up, but we lose that part of it. Like the Native Americans or Indians, how they would like to be referred to. The Eastern, the Asian, and they don't handle death like that. There's a very respectful manner, like the finality of a person. Even going towards, you can't disrespect grandma, can't disrespect abuela in Asia. That's what, again, like being individualized with the iPhone. My mom made that point before. Everything with Apple has an I in front of it, and it represents the whole era. So I was like, oh shit, like that's real, like because you're on your phone and you're stuck, and I'm guilty, and my son, he's guilty. So I rip the iPad away from time to time. I just let him. He loves swimming now, boss man Turbo.
Wow.
This kid was scared of the water before. Now he's in there.
That's beautiful.
Yelling at the other kids. How you doing? Yelling at the other kids. Come on, get in the pool. And he's mad loud. He's mad. He's crazy, my son. But just to see him participate, he's a big crybaby. He's a big crybaby, right? But just to see him doing something he loves, now I get to show him, hey, I'll take that away. Now I get to incentivize him to be a part of the living. And then it's harder when they're 8, because then you get to see a little bit of yourself. You get to see a little bit of the world in them. And you go, what the hell is going on right now in the world where they're kind of like disrespectful towards what they're supposed to be. They're kids. They're rebellious, but they're also quite honest. Kids are the most honest people on planet Earth, along with really old people. They don't care. So, so our job is to really show them the right way, but listen to them. Because how you going to teach them if you don't know what they don't know or know what they know? And a part of that is teaching them. I had to make them FaceTime my mom 3 times yesterday because we were in Jersey. I told my daughter, yo, call her back. Because you guys want to keep text messaging. Nah, call her back. I bet you she had a gift for you. You'll be calling her all day. That's fucked up. So again.
Oh, wow, that's mean right there. Wow.
You kidding me? Because you were a kid before. You know what it is. I don't feel like talking to her. Like, yeah, I get it. You take advantage of people. You take them for granted. That's what we do. We're human. We're nasty. At our core, we're animals. So we've learned these things that were passed down by everybody ahead of us or before us. They're telling us, yo, no, this is what's right. Like that's why I love Italians for that. Italians don't care what you talking about. Family first. You talking about take care of your family. Who you talking about? Go home to your family. Everything is family. They even call themselves a family, the mafia, right? Because everything is family. Like everything it has to mean that much. Even when they're lying. Even you're talking about criminals.
Yes.
Like that would rather they'll snake each other. They're rats that are involved in that, and they still call each other family. Yeah. That means the world. They're not blood. That's a blood oath. Everything about it is spiritual. Once again, that shit comes from religion. The mob came from a religious thing. So even this thing for me, that's why it means a lot to me, boss man. I don't give a fuck who listens. Love this conversation, brothers. Yeah, Nick Pillow. I told Nick Pillow and Turbo the other day, yo, without you, I don't know how we'll do this shit. I'll pop on here and they're on. It just feels, again,
and you know what
shit, I'm not alone.
And you made a good point, because listen, all of us can be on here and we would love to talk to millions of people. But guess what? If one person is listening to us, we did our job.
That's right.
We did our job.
I like what you said, Fab, when you said about talking and all that. And what popped in my mind is John Murray need to go to a kid's school and let the kids interview his behind. Because it won't be scriptorial. They're going to ask them all the questions that they're not afraid to ask.
That is a fact.
Yo, imagine that happening, because them kids are going, yo, hey, Mr. John, like I heard you had a gun. That's how they talk.
Yes.
They're very real.
And they're gonna question you.
Why do you have a gun?
Yeah.
Why do you drink? Or why are you at a party? Because we need to get out of the normalcy of doing things and just go. Get questioned. Like you said, I'm quite sure when he talked to Jalen Rose, it was all, here's what I'm going to ask you. Be prepared for this. No, don't be prepared. No. Not at all, man.
Hold on, boy. We got another testimony here. A Nick Pillow. Facts. I remember being homeless at the age 9, telling my grandmother I would go to college. parents not around, feeling abandoned as a child, going through all that got me ready for anything.
Wow. That's a powerful testimony right there, Nick, man. You know, kudos to you, man, that you surpassed all of that, man. And I'm quite sure, and I pray to God your grandmother's living that. She's looking at you right now, smiling, man, said she did it. Because you listen. The main thing people need to realize it's two things. It's hearing and listening. Yeah, you heard what I said, but did you listen to what I said?
Facts.
You gotta listen to what people say. And you said it the other day, Fab. It was beautiful. I think you said it to Mal. You're not listening to what I'm saying. You heard it, but you're not listening to it.
You know why, boss man? Because we've all been there.
Yes.
I've been there acting like I heard what you said. No, yeah, but it's all a game. We've been there. That's why I told her. My daughter, she's in that mode. She's 16, boss man. She keeps trying to argue with certain Val. I ain't trying to
we
argue
gotta buy
with
you a
right
shotgun. I knew you need a shotgun.
She's pretty. She's beautiful. She's beautiful, man. So but she's trying to be like me. She's very argumentative, trying to be slick. I said, Val, it ain't time for the debate. I just told you to go do X, Y, Z. Dad's talking. It ain't playtime. So it's like you got to be that boundary. And again, my pops wasn't around, so I just use everything you guys say. I have to grab it and just try it. Because if not, it's like I don't know what I'm doing is right. There's no manual. Like my man Joe Rose, Domino Joe Rose. He always said that ain't no manual to being a parent. It's just we trying our best. We're doing what we can. You know what I'm saying? You're hoping you're not being an asshole. You're hoping you're not doing it wrong. And it's
but you got the script though. You said there was no man around, and some of us didn't have our dad around. My dad left at an early age, but he was around. However, you did have the mindset to realize my child would not go through this. Your wife is telling you, hey, we're going to do this as a family. So you can't get mad. You don't have no time to get mad.
Yeah.
Because you said all the things that you need to do going forward.
No, I'm not gonna lie, boss man. Sometimes I do because I get caught up in trying to do what I'm doing, and I gotta tell myself again. Like I said, I got a close homeboy Italian. Shout out to my man Sal, my brother. He's the one always instilled that in me, showing me the family trips. You gotta do this, all these little things that matter, and you don't think it does until Sunday or when your wife starts cooking you a certain way. Ain't nothing like home cooked meal. When she does things out of love, you could tell. Yo, my son, boss man, let me tell you something. My son, I told my wife, be prepared. I'm telling you, this kid, the other day, he said some shit, she made food. So I said, Julius, whose pancakes you like more? Mine or mommy's? And he goes, mommy's. I said, why? He goes, well, she puts more love into it. I said, oh, shit.
He recognized that already, man.
Nah, I said, nah. Yo, boss man.
That's
I said, this little
beautiful.
motherfucker. I said, yo, babe, get ready. They're gonna have like 4 girls calling you every month. That's crazy. You don't talk like that. That's
but you know why he also
crazy.
said it too? Think about why he said it too. Because she cooks more. She cooks more. You're not. You at work right now.
Right.
You're not at work now, but
yeah.
I'm not. I think. From what we're talking about, I'm assuming she cooks a little bit more than you.
Yeah. I'd rather her cook. You kidding me? I don't. Nah. Yeah. But
and you're gonna cook once in a while. He doesn't need that. He's telling mommy, you cook all the time. I can eat this food. Go ahead, Dom. What you gonna say, Dom? Go ahead, bro.
No, I got nothing. I'm just listening.
Yeah. So all this stuff plays a part of life, man. Where we come from, where we at now in our lives, and
even Dom, my bad boss man. Even Dom, he thinks I'm joking when I tell him. I say, yo, I hear the other guys on ESPN. I hear the Ringer guys. I know what it takes. We've been around ESPN our whole life, damn near, Dom. So when I say, yo, Ryan Russillo and them guys, like, you just like that, if not better. They just got a crazy Disney budget behind them. Like, I know what Dom is doing. I know it. So when I tell him that, I'm not telling him and he knows me pretty well. Like Dom said, I'm a pretty good judge of character. I take your word for it, but I really mean that. Like, I'm too grateful to have Dom on here. Like, this shit is crazy to me. Like, this is when I hear that, I think I'm seeing the beginning of the next, whoever, JJ, all these guys on ESPN. That's the guy to me, in my opinion. That's him. I know it, but it's so early. Sometimes people can't see it. I'm like, listen, you could think I'm gassing you up, but this is what I'm supposed to be telling you. I'm telling you that. This is the truth. If not, I'll just keep it to myself. I wouldn't even tell you shit if I thought otherwise. You know
But
what I
look what
mean?
you just said. Look again. I'm gonna reflect on testimonies. These testimonies. These prayers that you pray to somebody for this station to come to fruition. You and all ball. Somebody prayed for you guys to do something, and you took it and you ran. You didn't say, I need $30,000 to start this. I need to go to class here. We need to do this, get this sponsor. You took it and you ran with it. And it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger because you have passion for this, passion about it. This the love that you have to do. And somebody spiritually gave this to your heart to bring to light. And you're doing it.
And
I
we
mean,
did it.
I'm going down for what you guys said now. I mean, I can imagine all the guys that he has helped in his lifetime. All the late phone calls you got late at night, club phone calls and high school and kids doing this and kids doing that. Police stop you here. I'm quite sure you had to do a lot of conversing with parents and all that. So Don, I mean, I don't know all what you do, but man, kudos to you, my brother. We need to give people their flowers now and not later.
And also to understand that I wasn't great with compliments ever. But you have to hear it. Because like Boss Man and Turbo just said, the most important thing is we stare at that half glass empty. It's very easy for a lot of us to do that. But that half glass full, sometimes you got to sit back and look at it like, hold on, what have I done so far? Because if you don't do that, you'll forget what the hell you've accomplished. Listen, man, that's a lot of water in that well. A lot of water in that well. Fab will probably burn cereal. Yo, Nick Pillow, watch your mouth, Nick Pillow. I'm not that bad. I can make some eggs. What he said? You bastard.
And this came straight from the heart and organically. Like you didn't have to put us on. You don't even know none of us from a can of paint, but you put us on because God gave you a plan to give people opportunities. You know what I'm saying? And I'll give you a perfect example, and I'm going to share this and when I'm working on my documentary, because when I started to look, now that being that I am going to be 40 next month, and I started to reflect and look back on certain things, and I have influence on people, even to the, like if I meet my friends, if I met my friend's parents today, they're gonna love me right away. And I'm like, wow, like what do they see in me that I don't see in myself? Because like when you meet somebody, I'm sure if let's say for instance, if your daughter brings a guy, you may like him, but you want to see him a couple of times before you trust him to take your daughter out on a date. I'm sure that's going to bound to happen at some point. But you know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And then, when I was coming up, the older guys would be like, hey, shorty, can you go to the store? They could have picked other kids from around my way. But for some reason, they saw something in me that they said, you know what? Hey, yo, Marcel, here's a couple of dollars. Go get you something to eat. Can you get us some water? And here's some money in your pocket. Oh, your birthday coming up? They did that from the counter. I'm like, why they doing this for me? I never understood that. And it's crazy. I still don't understand why they did it to this day. It's kind of crazy how I think about it now. Like, wow, like that is, I don't know. But
I think Don answered that question for you. You know what Don didn't say, but people recognize talent. People recognize good people. Yeah. So you see a good person, you want to do good things for that person. People are telling us, listen here, you don't have to hustle. Don't do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
This is not for you. This is a life that I chose to be in. But I'm telling you, you don't have to be in it. So these are the messages that we're getting from people. Sometimes we listen, sometimes we don't listen.
If I was this close to ever thinking about doing something like that, trust me, the people that grew up with my family will be ready to be like, no. So that was a good thing because I had people around me that grew up with my family that knew like, yo, they'll be like, oh, Marcel, he good. Don't worry about him. We gonna hold, and they held me account. If I made a mistake, they came in and hold me accountable and asked me a simple question. That was it. Yo, we love you. All right, you made a mistake. All right, cool. Go about your business. Simple as that.
Hey, Don.
You know,
what's the hardest thing you have to deal with when it comes to a parent? I'm talking about a ball player, parent.
With my parents?
No, but not your, well. You could talk about your parents, but I was talking about like the kids you deal with or the people you deal with when it comes to the basketball world.
Oh, well, actually, in the teams that I've coached, I've been pretty thankful to have parents that have stood on the side and let me do my thing. But you definitely don't want to have the over controlling parents, and mainly the parents that push their kids too hard. That's something you see all the time in youth sports. Like they want their kids to do certain things, but what if the kid don't want to do it? That's a big problem to me in youth. As far as other parenting, I don't know. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head that I've seen major issues with in my life.
But you heard what he said, though? Thankful. Back to the biblical stuff again. Being thankful. Being thankful. I'm just saying, so all these conversations we have it connects with biblical life, man. Always. It's a reflection of the Bible. We probably don't read the Bible as much as we probably want to, but it's there for a reason. You can reflect on your life through the Bible. One of us are Moses, with Joel, with John, with Matthews, with me sat back in the Benny Goat. Whatever you want to say, one of these guys in that biblical Bible.
My man KG always told me, you always got blind faith. I'm like, I don't always like even with this, with YouTubing, and I told myself I just want to learn it. Like, I don't want to just be doing. I want to learn everything. I want to be a master of it, and I'm just as scared as you are. Like, I'm human, bro. Like, I'm scared to fail too. Like, this is scary to be on a camera. This is not easy. I'm not listening. I could sound dumb, but that's the number one thing I learned younger is like I might ask a stupid question, but like I'm already. How can I say? I got the balls to stand up for myself and say, all right, it's dumb, but is somebody gonna answer the question? Like, I'm very curious about this, and it's not easy. It's not easy. Nothing is easy. But if it was that easy, there'd be a line 3 miles down. You know what I mean? They don't want it as bad as we do. That's the other thing. They don't want it as bad. Like, I'm telling you, that's why we're grateful. Like you saying, that's what's disappointing about John Morant's situation, or anybody that would do that is like, you're not grateful at all. It sounds like you're not grateful, and you have these impulsive moments, and it hurts. It hurts. The first time I heard about all this stuff, you know what's funny, boss man? I forgot to mention. Last summer when we had some dude, I won't say their name because they didn't say it on camera, but the first thing they said when I asked them about John Morant, I said, what you think about John Morant? They said, yo, he's a real street dude. I didn't expect that. I'm talking about basketball. So that's what they said before any of this came out last summer. So I'm like, oh, okay. All right. That's kind of crazy to even think that, or even like think that's possible, because I didn't think that of him. I just thought he was, having fun. So hopefully he gets to a point where he is, grateful and thankful, because that's really what it is. He hasn't, I think even a suspension, bro, he's up 100 million. I think they said if he misses the half of next season, he misses 80. You still got too much.
I guess, Don, I mean, you guys would probably know. I don't know for sure. My question is, what other player that we have to deal with something like this?
Ron Artest, Steven Jackson and them, when they missed the whole season. You know what I mean?
Well, Ron Artest missed the whole season. Steven Jackson came back like that.
They missed the whole season. They missed 30 games.
He came back there. Yeah, he came back
that's for Indiana?
Yeah.
He came back. He came back and played on Christmas. Came back and played on the Christmas game.
So what happened with that? You got to, and I told y'all, go see Untold Malice in the Palace.
The real story behind them. And I think, but that's the only thing I can think of where somebody lost that chunk of money. And really, beyond just being suspended, is they keep remember it's on social media, so they keep replaying it. They show the Malice in the Palace every day. And that's my other thing, Bossman. That's what I was saying. The Grizzlies built their image of their current roster, of their current brand, was on this image of that John Morant was pushing. ESPN and these guys. That's why I don't want to get into politics, but even with Trump, everyone said they hate Trump. CNN, they say they hate Trump, but you keep showing them on TV because you know you get the ad money for it. Like, stop playing these games, man. Stop playing these games with us. Like, yeah, so it's the same thing with this. It's like John Morant's gonna have to deal with this shit being replayed over and over again. And I don't know if you truly feel like you a penalty until it all feels like it got taken away. I don't think he feels like they don't need him anymore. I think he feels like you're gonna need me anyway.
But it was kind of different. He choked the coach and got suspended for the rest of the season.
Yeah, but that's up there. He lost a lot right there.
Yeah.
But he bugged out. Like,
yeah.
Sprewell was known for being a little crazy too.
Okay. A head crazy, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe, again, you playing I think when you have a temper, you playing with that boundary, playing with that edge. So Sprewell knew, like, oh shit, maybe I went too far. Because look, even after he left the Knicks, he was going at it with he was giving Dolan the business when he went to Minnesota. But now look, he's back with the Knicks working for him. So it's kind of like, I think he had to have gotten to a place of gratuity or just being grateful. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to at least act like it.
Yeah.
At the very least, fake it. Like, that's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
Y'all think Ja even has trade value?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he does.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's too young. They all do. Look at AB in football. Antonio Brown, like, he had trade value for a certain time. Now he done turned on Tom Brady, so it's like, that might be a different kind of case. But at the same time, it's like he's older. He's older. John Morant's too young. At any given time, he could fake it. So that's what I'm saying. He's gonna get to a point where you can't even do that.
Yeah.
Bobby Porter's got 8 games for breaking his teammate's jaw. All right. But no, wait a minute. Again, going back to what Boss Man said, look into the real story. Bobby Porter's, when it came out about the whole Draymond thing with Jordan Poole, Bobby Porter's had to come out because they kept comparing him to that. He's like, that ain't the same thing. And he broke down why. I forgot the reason why, but we could look into it. I don't have my computer to share the screen.
Yeah.
But he broke down why that wasn't the same thing. I like Bobby Porter's too. He was in the Knicks. I didn't like that they let him go because he was tough. He is
I love
tough.
Bobby.
Bobby Poe.
Top cat.
Phoenix plays in the building. I wonder if they'll play Vanderbilt as the main guy guarding Joker and have AD free roam to blow up cutters.
Jokic is going to destroy Vanderbilt if they try that, I think. He's actually a real big man. Like, he's not going to settle like that. He's actually going to post up deep and jump hook.
That's that. I can't wait for this series. I know we're probably going to talk about it more tomorrow.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Turbo.
This is going to be an interesting series. I think Denver does have a great chance to win this series, and I'm going to tell you why. And if you look at because they only got AD. Think about it in the bubble when AD got into foul trouble or he was tired. He had Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee to help him back him up. The Lakers don't really have nobody to back him up. If he gets into foul trouble, that can be a problem.
That's the key.
Yeah.
I think Joker has to. I think in this series, I think Denver has to outrun them. Even though the Lakers can play fast,
they're gonna try to get out and push, especially at home.
Yeah.
But to me, I think the 2 X factors in this series for Denver, Michael Porter Jr. and
Aaron Gordon.
Huh?
Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, and Eric Gordon. Those are the 2 factors. They got to score.
Michael Porter's going to be big time. But I think there's also going to be a huge test for Murray. Like, is he ready to be that number 2 option? Because I think Jokic is ready for that number 1 option. This is where Murray has to come in huge.
Yeah.
That's big time. Well, my phone's about to die. Y'all welcome to stay on if you want.
I'm going to go to gym.
No, I got to go. I'm about
to get back to watch Jeopardy. I'm going to watch Jeopardy.
Oh, yeah, he's a Jeopardy.
Oh, Jeopardy. Oh, man, yo, boss, man. Oh, that's too much. You remind me, though. We got to talk. It reminds me of my mom. I watch Jeopardy if it's on. I'll watch it because it reminds me of my mom, man. That's crazy. Yo, but I appreciate everybody coming on. Nick Pillow, Phoenix plays Ethan. Oh, Dom, the reason I mentioned it was I remember earlier in the season, Philly versus Denver, Sixers were down like 10, and they switched the matchup on Joker to Tucker and had Embiid free roaming. Okay. Phoenix plays, he's on it. He challenges us a lot, Dom. Dom, thanks for being you as usual. That ended up stalling Denver's offense the second half of the game. I don't know if it's scalable in a 7-game series, though. Turbo, thank you, boss man. Thank you. Thank everybody. Of course, AllBall, beloved. I forgot everybody was on there. Mel, Flea, Zach. Flea, we gotta get Flea back on because I feel like I interrupted his call, especially after what Boss Man said.
Yeah.
But you already know, Turbo. I appreciate you.
Yes.
Tomorrow, probably a little bit early, 12 o'clock. Hopefully, I get to come in the building. I'm here, bro.
All right.
Yo, Flea, if you want to jump on, real quick, my phone's about to die. Much love to you. Okay. He said much love to you. Much love to you, bro. Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
Get some more game time on here. Appreciate it, man. Y'all really, we about to monetize this thing real soon. We're up over 800 hours.
And break it down.
Definitely, man. You already know. We're giving the game away. I ain't trying to trap nobody. Trying to get you to get your money, man. So, AllBallTV, Fabian PerspecTV over here. Tomorrow, baby. Have a good evening, man. We'll probably be back later on, Phoenix Crazy. We're crazy on here. I'm trying to go live.
Yeah. You already know.
You already know, Turbo. All right, fellas. Ladies and gents.